their quarterbacks from missing tackles. Okay, other than James Bradbury, you're not winning football games. Take your chance to see what you're hurt.
So you can listen.
Go get Amos. Go get some receiver. Because Jalen Rager's not
good. Put them on your hand, please.
And a better coaching staff, too. We'll call you a cannibal.
It's like, dude, you gotta listen. You know what I'm saying?
Where you
was busy trying to
share this with your whole audience too.
Yeah, I did.
Fuck the intro. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing, man? It's your man EC1. Along with Hayden, who's supposed to be coming in at 9 p.m. But he, came anyway. We're glad to have him.
I got a little sidetracked. My bad.
Yeah, it's all right, man. But yeah, well, this lot has happened. Last time we talked about Jahan Dotson, and we talked about pretty much the preseason. Now we get to the regular season. You look at the 53-man roster, and I'm looking at it right now. I mean, let's go over the roster. I don't know if you saw it, but the roster to me was pretty good. Jalen Hurts will be your quarterback, number 1. Everybody knows that. Kenny Pickett will be your quarterback, number 2.
Problem.
I don't like that one bit. Tanner McKee should be number 2, but they put Kenny Pickett as number 2.
They did the same thing to him last year.
Huh?
They did the same thing to him last year when Marcus Mariota was our second.
Yeah, I don't like that. So Kenny Pickett as your number 2 quarterback. We'll go over it at the end. Tanner McKee at number 3. Running backs, Kenneth Gainwell. Saquon hold up. Saquon Barkley's at number 2?
What?
No way.
Wait. Who's the first? Kenneth Gainwell?
Yeah.
Why?
Kenneth Gainwell, number 1. This must be a mistake. Saquon Barkley should be number 1. Will Shipley at number 3. So you got Kenny Gainwell, Saquon Barkley, Will Shipley, Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, Britton Covey, Jahan Dotson, Johnny Wilson. Your tight ends, Grant Calcaterra and Dallas Goedert. I think it's crazy. Just how they listed. Cam Jurgensen for offensive lineman now. Cam Jurgensen, Tyler Steen, Lane Johnson, Jordan Mailata, Landon Dixon. Pretty good offensive lineman, I would say. And then you got Darren Kennard, Fred Johnson, Mekhi Becton, Trevor Keegan. I like this offensive line depth. I like it a lot. Defensive line, Bryce Huff. I'm sorry, D.I. Bryce Huff. Defensive edge. Is it defensive? Oh, defensive line, excuse me. Bryce Huff, Thomas Booker, Brandon Graham, Jordan Davis, Milton Williams, Marlon Tulupulutu, Mara Ajomo, Jalen Carter. Linebackers, Nolan Smith, N'Kobe Dean, Josh Sweat. They got Josh Sweat listed as a linebacker? Okay. Devin White, Patrick Johnson, Zach Bond, Jeremiah Trotter Jr., Ben Van Summeren, and Jalix Hunt. DBs, Slay, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Keely Ringo, Eli Ricks, James Bradbury.
Why?
Avante Maddox, Quenya Mitchell, Reed Blankenship, Cooper Dijon, Isaiah Rogers, and Tristan McCollum. And then you got for special teams, for kicker, it's Jake Elliott. So pretty much like for kicker, punter, and long snappers, Jake Elliott, Brandon Mann, and Rick Lovato. So yeah.
Rick Lovato's the long snapper.
Well, I'm just talking about for special teams.
Yeah.
Calm down, Hayden. Ain't that big of a deal. But yeah, man. So what's up, Reaper Eagles 92? What's up, dude? How you doing? My boy Daniel Berry Sports, Bree Sports, whatever his name is. Shout out to you. I don't mean to butcher your name. Shout out to you. What is up, Eagles Uncut 2.0? If you are here and you want to come on, let me know. My guy Imani Bentley, go Birds. Yeah, absolutely. We're definitely going to be talking about it. Last Sunday with our football, NFL football. I'm excited, man. Let's go. Let's go fucking Birds, man.
You know, I was paying attention to Philly 500's chat, or maybe it
Okay.
was freaking damn, what's his fucking name? Anyways, somebody was saying like something like they were surprised we had like 6 DBs.
I'm not, because we need depth. Hey,
Shakes. It was Shakes.
okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised at all. I mean, you definitely need depth in that position. We saw last year how many guys went down in the secondary. I'm sorry, but Avante Maddox is made of glass. He can't stay healthy. Um, the position that I'm worried about a lot. But before we go that, let's bring up um, the guys that made it back on the practice squad. We brought guys back. And I'm very interested. I'm very interested to see how the way you look at it, because I ain't gonna lie to you. Well, I'm interested to see what you think about the depth that we brought back. Let me pull it up real quick. Because I like it. I think this is a good problem to have. You know, we brought a lot of good names. Let me pull it up real quick. Give me a second. Any day now. But hold up. There we go. Bring it up.
It's kind of like a problem of spoils. It's kind of like a problem of riches. We got so much depth on this team.
Absolutely.
Mostly players that we do like and some that we don't. But overall, it's a good depth chart. I just don't like the signing of Brad. I just don't like the Bradbury choice to keep him. And then the other thing, I don't like Tanner McKee just getting snubbed out of a QB2 again.
I mean, they might have just listed it that way. I mean, we never know. But if it is, it's disgraceful, in my opinion. It's disgraceful because I truly believe Tanner McKee should have been number 2.
What's up to my man, Big D? What's good?
D in the house, nice. Bring it up. Can we pull it up? All right, let's see. Let's do it this way. Okay. Let's see. Pull it up real quick. Give me a second. You still can talk to the chat. Give me a second. You can talk, Hayden. Give me a second.
Yeah.
I'm just loading something up. But yeah, for the practice squad, I want to load that up.
Yeah. So, chat, do y'all have any sort of, surprising upsets that the Eagles might have problems with on this upcoming schedule? That's what I'd really like to know. I have the Saints being one of the teams that are going to upset us because it's in New Orleans. We never win there. And it's going to be the first Sunday of the year for us. So just let me know in the chat what kind of upsets will be had for this Eagles team. But then again, the Eagles fan in me hopes that I'm wrong and we win all of our games. But, yeah, it is what it is.
There we go. Should be loading. Give me a second.
I have us losing that game too. We're losing to the Bengals on the road. Basically, all 4 of our losses that I'm predicting we're going to lose is going to be on the road. We're losing to Baltimore. We're losing to the Bengals. We're losing to the Saints and probably the Rams on the road. But we're definitely sweeping the Cowboys.
Oh, we better. I mean, we better. You have us losing to the bro. Like, I'm sorry, but I don't think we're losing to Bengals. Like, I'm sorry. You cannot convince me the Bengals have a better team right now than us. It's not. No. And I don't think the Baltimore Ravens. I've said it all along. I'm not scared of the Baltimore Ravens. I'm just not. You could be scared of them. I mean, that's
And I'm
sure.
definitely not scared of the Panthers. The Philly thing has been talking like, oh my God, well, we're going to lose to the Panthers at home? You kidding?
Who?
The Panthers, the measly Panthers, who have been terrible with Bryce Young.
Who said we're going to lose to the Panthers?
It's a Philly thing. The third to last
Who's that?
comment. It's a Philly thing.
Did he comment on here?
Yes, he did. He said, I think the Panthers will upset the Eagles because the Eagles have been notorious for playing down under competition.
I don't know why you would say that. I mean, the Panthers are trash, dude. I'll say this. They're a young team, but they got a new whole offense, bro. Like
they're starting from scratch, bro.
Like, I don't know how you can say that. I mean, maybe he's right. But let me tell you, we lose to the Panthers, man. I'm going to go on a rampage that you never see in your lifetime. Because, all right, you know what? Fuck this shit. Give me a second.
It's going to be so bad, he's going to be wishing the midgets are tall.
Right. The Panthers are not beating us. They're just not. I don't see it. Again, that's just how I feel.
Yeah, I'm on the same page, bro. Like, I kind of think that's going to be like the step back in the right direction because we're going to lose to the Ravens the week prior. We're going to beat the Panthers. We're going to beat the mess out of the Panthers.
All right. Pull it up a little bit. I don't know if y'all can see that. Hold on.
Any team from the NFC South, we're beating pretty soundly, except for the Saints.
I don't know why anybody is so scared of these teams coming up. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, I'm just hold on. Got a little bunched up. I'm just not scared of these teams, bro. Like, I'm sorry, you can't convince me otherwise. I mean, when I look at the schedule, I don't see a threat. I just don't. You talk about the Baltimore Ravens. Okay, yeah, the Baltimore Ravens are a good team. I'm not taking away with them, but I do think we can beat the Baltimore Ravens. They're not a world beaters. I mean, I'm sorry, they're not a team that can not get beat. We've seen them get beat. So it was like, I'm not scared of them. I'm just not. I don't fear them. I don't think they're all that. I really don't. I think that they got some good pieces with Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson. But again, it's going to depend on him. Like, they gave him everything. And like I said, he's a guy that has a lot of good weapons around him. The question is, what is it going to be? What is it going to be? Is he going to be the guy that we saw last year? Or are we going to see a different Lamar Jackson that takes it up a notch? I just don't fear him. I'm sorry. I don't fear a guy like Lamar Jackson. Just don't. I understand people talk about, oh, well, they got Derrick Henry. Yeah, cool. Congrats.
Oh, well, they got Safe Flowers too.
Yeah, dude. I don't care about them. They don't scare me as a franchise. But here we go. So the practice squad, we brought some guys back.
Okay.
We brought Oren Burks, Paris Campbell, Tyron Davis-Price, Nick Gates, Will Greer, Gabe Hall, E.J. Jenkins. I'm glad we brought him back. I thought he did very good in preseason. I was very bummed when we let him go. Dylan McMahon. This is a new one. Wide receiver, Marcus Rosemary Jackson. Do you know anything about him?
No.
Andre Sams. Okay, Brandon Smith, Caden Stearns, Jack Stahl. The Giants released him. We pick him up. Of course we did. Lakin Vaclour, whatever his name is.
Now here's another thing though. before we get continue. I'm really shocked that we only have 2 tight ends coming into the season.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm
My only
really
problem
shocked.
is I don't trust these tight ends. I'm sorry. Grant Calcaterra can't stay healthy. And Dallas Goedert, let's be real, has been injury prone. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not saying he's been all the way injured. Like, no, I think that, but he's gotten hurt. You know, what do you do if, God, for heaven forbid, Dallas Goedert goes down? Who do you rely on? I'd rather have EJ Jenkins be that number 2 tight end and then put like a guy like Jack Stoll number 3 and put Calcaterra number 4. That's what I do. But the Eagles ain't gonna do that. I mean, I'm sorry, but Grant Calcaterra does not scream good number 2 tight end behind Dallas guy. He doesn't. He doesn't do nothing for me. Like, I want a guy that's going to be able to be a playmaker, and he's not a playmaker to me. I watched a little bit of him last year. And he did not scream off the chart of a guy that we should make the priority if Dallas Goedert somehow goes down. Like, no, we're in trouble if he goes down, because I think tight end is a big need right now, and I think that can hurt us down the road. I really do.
A backup tight end, rather.
Huh?
A backup tight end, rather.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm sorry. I think tight end is going to be the huge one. I have the Eagles beating the Ravens because the Eagles have a better quarterback. I agree with that. And listen, you know, whether you think the Ravens, I listen, the Ravens are a good football team. Okay? But here's the thing. We're playing good football teams any way you look at it. The Packers are good. Listen about the Packers. The Packers are a good football team. If you don't think they're coming with their best, they're coming with their best.
I think they're slightly above average, but they're okay.
No, I ain't gonna lie to you. I think the Packers did get better. I mean, they go out and get Xavier McKinney, a very good young safety from the free agency. You know, yes, he was with the Giants, but, you know, Xavier McKinney is going to be a huge part of why the Packers, if they do go, they go to the playoffs. And it's going to be part of because of him and Jordan Love's development as a quarterback that's, you know, showed some promise. You know, last year Jordan Love showed a lot of promise for a young guy. And I think that, you know, Packer fans want him to take that next step. And we're going to find out what he's all about. I'm not going to sit there and say I'm sleeping on the Packers. No, I think the Packers are going to be a tough game.
Yeah.
But I had the Eagles winning. I think it's going to be a team who can be disciplined. Which team is going to be disciplined? And I'll say this: if Nick Sonic calls plays in this game, we will lose. Nick Sonic could not call plays at all. I need him to go sit on his hands, put his hands behind his. I don't get what he does with his hands. Better not be on the play sheet, because we need to win games, and I just don't trust Nick Sonic to call plays. Nick Sonic cannot call plays. I don't want him to emphasize in plays. I need him just to be the cheerleader on the sidelines. That's his job. Like, I need Kellen Moore to call the plays. If I see Nick Sonic holding the clipboard, I'm breaking my TV. No, I wouldn't break my TV because I need my TV. But, like, I'm going to have an issue. And I better see Saquon Barkley have at least 25 carries a game. I'm sorry, at least this week. If I see Kenny Gainwell have more than 16 carries, we got an issue in Houston.
Yeah.
I mean, we got an issue in Brazil. Excuse me. Like, Saquon Barkley got to be the it factor. I don't want to see Kenny Gainwell have more carries than Saquon Barkley. If we have that issue in week 1, we got an issue with the coaching already.
We did the same shit with Swift.
Go ahead.
We did the same shit with Swift.
Yeah, well, it better not happen with Saquon Barkley. You paid him all that money. You better run the fucking rock with him. Like, I'm tired of them treating running backs, especially low-graded running backs, like they're number ones.
Yeah.
Like, Kenny Gainwell is not a number 1 running back. No matter how many times you want to pull up the stats from 2022, he's not a number 1. He showed it last year. He's not. He's a number 3 at best. He's a good, solid number 3. But he's not a number 2, and he's not a number 1. I don't care how many Gainwell fans in the stands talk about, oh, you just hate on him. No, I'm not hating on him. I just don't think he's a number 1. That's why you go out and pay a guy like Saquon Barkley, so you can use the running game, so you can take pressure off Jalen Hurts.
Right.
Okay, he can do everything. He can catch out the backfield. He can block. There should be no reason why Kenny Gainwell should be on that damn field. If he is, we got a problem already.
He should have been the third running back. Will Shipley did a nice job in that preseason.
I like Will Shipley. I think he's better. I've been saying a lot. I wouldn't make Kenny Gainwell the number 3, but they're not going to do it. They're going. I know what they're going to do. They're going to try to emphasize Kenny Gainwell in the passing game or the running game, and it's going to piss me off. I'm hoping that they realize that Saquon Barkley is here. Use him and let him eat. Let him eat.
Yes.
We do not need a pass happy. Listen, the Eagles go out in this game and they try to emphasize the pass early. And they try to force the ball down the Packers' throats. It's going to be a long day for the Eagles.
Yeah.
You have to be balanced. And I'll say it all along. You got to run the football. And you got to take some pressure off Jalen Hurts. And I need Jalen Hurts to get out the pocket. I don't want him hemmed in. Okay? Can he throw from the pocket? Yes. But if he has to make a play with his feet, go do it. Let Jalen Hurts be Jalen Hurts. Okay? Yeah. I don't want to see quarterback runs. I maybe one.
For the sake of his health. Because Jalen Hurts does get injured a little bit. He'll be out for a few games. But, we want him just running as few times as possible. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what he's talking about. I don't care about baseball. But the field of the Eagles have to have a balanced offense. Okay, in this game, it's going to be important to use Saquon Barkley. Okay? I'm trying to tell y'all that I feel like the Eagles are going to try to do the opposite. They're going to try to be passive. They're going to say, look at our weapons. And they're going to try to throw it down the field. And that's why I think we're going to struggle in the first half. We're going to try to emphasize the tackle. And the Packers are going to play real well.
We do have a tendency of being too cute. We do have a tendency of being too cute at times. We go away from things that make sense. And we go with, the cute plays. And that's going to kill us at the end. We have a lot of weapons. We have to learn how to use them.
Yeah, I mean, but there's a right time and a wrong time, right? You don't want to go into this game and throw the ball off the spot. You want to emphasize the run first. You want to set up the play action later, right? You set up the run, then you pass, right? It's kind of like when you play Madden. You don't throw the ball. You run the ball, then throw the ball. It's not like Madden.
Play action.
You know what I'm saying? But, it's simple. It's simple.
And it sets up play action.
Task. Go ahead.
And it sets up play action.
You said what?
And it sets up play action.
Absolutely. And that's where you could get A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith going. But you have to run the football. I don't want to see the offense going 3 and out because we want a pass happy offense. No, run the ball. Let's be balanced. And I think Kellen Moore is going to do that. I have confidence that Kellen Moore is going to do the right thing. I think he's going to go into this game, and I think it's going to use these guys to the right strengths. I think we're going to see a different offense that we're so not used to seeing with Brian Johnson. Okay, but I'm just, every game week 1, there's always going to be butterflies in my stomach, right? Because you don't know what the Eagles are going to do. I'm hoping that we're going to go in there and we're going to say, let's beat the brakes off this team. Let's go into this game and let's make a statement week 1. You know how you get this offense, this fan base going? You go into Brazil when you didn't even want to play. Listen, these players don't even want to go to Brazil. You go into Brazil and you knock the crap out of them. You beat the brakes off this team. You set example. Okay? Mm-hmm. You set example. I want a statement game. Go out there and beat this team. Show them that they're not on your level.
Yeah. There's Packers fans out there currently sleeping on us right now.
Good. And I hope they do. Right?
They said they ain't worried about the Eagles. All these weapons. Y'all ain't worried about going man-to-man with our guys? You think you can keep up with us as far as speed goes? Man, you're going to have a tough time versus us.
He said, I pray that Sirianni takes notes. And that's what I want Nick Sirianni to do. I want him to sit back and take notes. Because Kellen Moore's not going to be here forever. I'm hoping my head coach actually sits back and learns from a guy like Kellen Moore. You know, because let's be real, Kellen Moore might not be our head coach. All right. Nick Sirianni, if we win the Super Bowl, Nick Sirianni will be our head coach, unfortunately. All right. So Nick Sirianni got to learn how to call plays eventually, or we're going to have an issue. But that's because we use so much motion. Yeah, I mean, I agree. Are we lucky enough we keep Moore and let Nick walk? We're not going to do that, and you know that. Let's not act like Howie Roseman is not going to get rid of Nick. Okay, all right, unless it gets that bad. And if it gets that bad, it's not only Nick is going to go, but Kellen Moore's going to go because it's going to fall on Kellen Moore. If we lose, we don't make the playoffs. Kellen Moore's going to be probably gone too, because that means your offensive coordinator wasn't putting guys in the right position either.
Yeah.
So if Nick fails, Kellen Moore fails. So let's take some context in this, what we're saying, right? The only way Kellen Moore stays if somehow the Eagles think Nick is just a cancer and players don't like him, right? And they like Kellen Moore better. But if Nick wins a Super Bowl, you're not going to fire a head coach who won a Super Bowl. You're not going to do it because that would be so wrong, right? And I hope Nick – listen, I like Nick. I like his energy. I just don't like when he brags about winning close games last year. When you're not – your offense is stalling out. You know, and that's my problem with Nick last year. There was a right time and a wrong time to do that. And the wrong time is when you're barely winning these games. And you're over there prancing around thinking you're hiding shit when you really suck. And that's my problem. And your quarterback was bailing you out. Your defense players were bailing out your defense coordinator. And that's what I hope this year changes is the defense coordinators, the offense coordinators, the head coach are the ones that really are making the players better, not the players making the coaches better. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you're absolutely right, man.
Like, you know, and I want to see some adjustments. You know, if I can spot a play and we're not adjusting, there's an issue. Always can get it done with men on. I don't want to hear baseball, man. This is a football stream. No offense.
My problem is that.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Read it. You can.
My problem is he can't call plays offensively or defensively. He can't game plan either.
Who can't?
Nick Sirianni.
Yeah, well, that's my issue. And I hope that he learns and sits back and just like I
Desert
said,
Eagle.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that he knows what to do, and that is just sit back and let Kellen Moore call plays. All right, I want Kellen Moore to call plays. Please let Kellen Moore call plays. What's up, my boy Des Eagle? Now, if you want the link, let me know, dude. I'll send you the link because I haven't heard from you in a while. How you been, bro? Please tell me when was the last time the team won with a coach that could call plays offensively or defensively. I mean, you got a point. I mean, maybe Doug Peterson was a pretty good play caller. He's just no, he wasn't.
He got a little too risky.
Yeah, you got a point.
What's up, Seahawks Eddie?
Where's he at? What's up, Whereyahidin? What's up, Seahawks Eddie? How you doing, dude? All right, so we talked about what do you expect from week one? What do you want to see from week one?
I want to see us be able to go out and just make a statement, point blank, period. I just want us to see us shut up the naysayers and really just shut down all this talks about the collapse from last year. That's really all I want to see. I want us to actually make a statement this week.
For sure. Any guys that you think is going to stand out in this game?
I'm a low key say this. He's probably going to get an interception, maybe 3 tackles. But how about my guy, Gardner Johnson, bro? He's going to return and he's going to make an impact right away. We're going to miss him heavy, and I'm glad he's back.
Okay. I'm going to give you a name right now. Jalen Carter will have a monster game. He'll have 3 sacks in this game.
Ooh. That's a bold prediction.
That kid I think is going to break out this game. Jalen Carter will have 3 sacks in this game. Is that far-fetched to say?
No.
Is that too risky to say?
No.
I think Jalen Carter is going to have a monster game. I feel like all the Jalen Carter hype that we've been hearing, especially in training camp, OTAs, and just what we saw last year, right? I think he's going to get better as a player. I'm going to say Jalen Carter has a great game. And I'm going to say another one will be A.J. Brown will have at least 1 touchdown in this game.
Yeah. Oh my God, Johan Dawson's going to open up the middle of that field so easy, bro. They think we're a joke right now.
Who?
Everybody. Everybody's just leaning on the fact that we collapsed last year.
Yeah, I mean, people who say that, there's no point in talking to them. I mean, if you really think it's because of our team and our quarterback, and you did not see the horrible trash bin offensive coordinator that we clearly had, okay, because Brian Johnson, last time I checked, is not an offensive coordinator. He's an assistant.
He's incompetent.
So again, I mean, it's a new year, right? You got rid of the cancer, right? And when you get rid of the cancer, when you have radiation, right? Anytime you have radiation, and you're able to get rid of the cancer, you're gonna feel like a brand new person, right? You're going to feel healthy, right? Any surgery, right? When you have cancer, you get that thing cleared, you get that thing cured, right? And I truly believe that the Philadelphia Eagles are going to go out like a brand new person, right? A brand new person. This wasn't me. We're going to get this shit straight. I mean, everybody's ready to go. I feel like Jalen Hurts has something to prove, right? He's going to say, last year wasn't me. He's been on fire in training camp. He has not thrown 1 pick until Darius Slay picked him off. And that's just show you that he's hungry. He's ready to go. That all this shit that you're saying about him being, I'm hearing the media. And listen, this media, the point with this media is they're acting like the Eagles and Jalen Hurts hasn't shown them already that he can be a elite quarterback. Yeah. Like, we forgot 2022, how this kid went from no one believed in him to going to the Super Bowl and almost beating Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl.
Yes.
He's one bad year. Every quarterback that I know has had bad years. Josh Allen had bad years. Lamar Jackson has bad years. And they give him passes, but they won't give Jalen Hurts a pass. Make that make sense for me.
Yep.
You'll give every other quarterback passes, but you won't give the kick guy who's beat Mahomes in the Super Bowl a fucking pass. Like, I'm sorry, pardon my language, but that just irritates me. That shows that they're scared of this kid. They know what this kid is going to be, and they're afraid of saying it.
Exactly.
I send you the link, Des Eagle, now if you want to come on, bro. If you don't, hey, it is what it is. Because I truly believe.
I was on a Packer stream last night. They said Jalen Hurts ain't top 10. Jalen Hurts will never have a season of 30-plus touchdowns in a season, 4,000, all that jazz. But somehow, without all those fancy stats, he made it to the Super Bowl, and Jordan Love didn't. And I know his career is young, but still.
I mean, how can you say Jalen Hurts ain't elite? Okay, first of all, let's back it up. Jordan Love just proved himself last year. No one knew who he was. Okay, I'm not going to take away from what Jordan Love did. He was great last year. But to sit there and say he's better than to say Jalen Hurts ain't top 10.
Let me tell you the reason why he got that contract. It was because of that one game versus the Cowboys. That's it. They hyped him up over that shit. They overpaid it. They overpaid his ass for just that solely game. That sole game, they literally overpaid him for that.
I just think that when you look at this Eagles team, I think there's no excuse for this team to not go out here week 1 and put a smackdown on that team. Like, I'm sorry, but you can't tell me this team ain't better than the Packers. All right. Yes, Josh Jacobs is amazing. No question about it. But I'm sorry. You look at the weapons, I don't think the Packers are talented like the Eagles on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
Jahan Dotson, A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith. I'm sorry. Who are the receivers for the Packers? I know they got Christian Watson. They got Dobbs. But the other guys,
Yeah.
they're not number ones. They're not. I mean, they're good players, good receivers. But I'm sorry, is Christian Watson A.J. Brown? No.
No.
Is he Devontae Smith? No. I'm not saying they're not good, because I truly think the Packers are a good young team. But to sit there and say they're better than the Eagles, no, I don't. I don't think that. I think better off. We're better. We're better on the offensive side of the ball. I think we got the better quarterback. I think we got the better running back right now. Yeah. I mean, you can put it up a toss-up, I guess, right? Saquon, Josh Jacobs, who's better? But when I look at Saquon Barkley, let's look what he did. The man missed only 6 games. And when he did play, he made the Giants a playoff team. And he was very good for what he did for the Giants with a bad offensive line. Josh Jacobs, I saw some games where he wasn't. There was no show of him sometimes. Because I just think that Josh Jacobs is a good running back, but he's not better than Saquon. Saquon Barkley is a difference maker. Josh Jacobs is a good running back, but he's not on Saquon's level. Does that make sense? Like, am I overfetching when I say we're just a better, right now on paper, we're a better football team than the Packers?
Yeah.
I think the only thing they got us on is maybe head coach.
D-line, maybe?
D-line, maybe, yeah. Safety, maybe, right? Because I think Xavier McKinney's a very good safety.
I will give them this. They have the best corner. But
and
overall, their corner room is not better than ours.
Yeah, I agree with that. And also, I think the tight ends are better. Luke Musgrave is a fucking monster. I like them coming out of college in that draft. I wanted the Eagles to grab him. Do we grab tight end? No, we don't do that. But it is what it is, right? But he was a guy that they drafted, and he's been very good, a high value for them while they were good last year. He's a very good tight end, and you definitely got to keep an eye on him. But I'm interested to see what the Eagles do. I think that we're gonna be ready to play, and I truly believe. I think this Eagles team will come out ready to go. I do. And people might disagree with me. He was great. Jalen Hurts had a good year last year. It took the Eagles to the playoff despite how.
These dumb Packers fans talking about we didn't make the playoffs.
Who said that?
KHTV, Packers fan in Vegas. Packers fan in Vegas.
In the chat?
Nah, I was on his live stream yesterday.
And see, the cockiness has already started, and I love it. Don't think we're the Dallas Cowboys. We are not the Dallas Cowboys, sir. I mean, I'm sorry. I'll tell you, any Packer fan, we are not the Dallas Cowboys.
And here's a good point that I brought up last night. That Jalen Hurts just got paid. He regressed a little bit. I will say that.
But did he really? Did he really?
But here's the thing. Let me finish. So you don't think the same thing is going to happen in Jordan Love?
I don't think Jalen Hurts regressed, though. I think that when people say that, it's like, okay, how did he regress? His passing game overall got better than what it was in 2022. Yeah, did he have more picks, I guess? Yeah, but that's what happens when you have a bad offensive coordinator. If he has a good offensive coordinator, I think we're in a different conversation with Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Like, come on. This man took you to a 10-1 record. Put his team on his back. I mean, to say he's regressed, I don't agree with that. I don't, and I don't know why people keep saying he regressed. A regressful year is a guy that's not reading the defense well. Let's be real. The only thing he didn't read was the blitz, and that's because our offensive line was just over the place. We weren't on the same page.
And also we didn't coach the offensive line very well last year either.
I mean, Big D, I mean, to say he regress, okay, how did he regress then? How? His passing yards was way better than it was in 2022, statistically. So, I mean, what are we talking about? Like, we got to have context what we're saying. His passing game was a lot better in 2023. I saw more complete Jalen Hurts. I'm sorry, but the throws that he made, he took another step for what he was. The pass to Zacchaeus versus the Buccaneers game, the pass that he threw to Zacchaeus in the Buffalo Bills game, I don't think the 2022 Jalen Hurts is doing that.
The one-handed catch to AJ Brown that he threw, the back shoulder throw, he did very good. The man
was getting better with his accuracy. We saw a quarterback jump from what he was to another notch. The only regress shit was the coaches. The coaches regressed. Nick Sirianni, from what he was last year, was a joke. I'm sorry. But if you're going to put blame on Jalen Hurts, then I got to put blame on Nick Sirianni. I think Howie Roseman's trades.
Well, here's my thing.
This regressed a little.
I thought he
did a great job.
I'm blaming him, and I'm also blaming the entire team as well.
And I think that's fair.
Yeah, I don't want to just blame him.
Put it all on him. I don't like that because it's like, okay, I get it. The quarterbacks get the most blame, but to sit there and say it was all his fault, because I'm seeing people say, well, Jalen Hurts is the real reason. No, he wasn't the real reason. And I'm seeing guys like Deshaun Jackson say that. And it's like, dude, were you watching football just now? Did you not see the offense corner, how bad it was? Nobody, and I mean nobody, Brock Purdy, Lamar Jackson, all these guys could never, ever succeed in Brian Johnson's offense. That offense was meant to fail for every freaking quarterback you name. I don't think Patrick Mahomes could succeed in that offense. And that's a fact. Yeah. Brian Johnson was the worst offense coordinator I've ever seen. He might have been worse than Chip Kelly.
Exactly.
The guy was awful. So to sit there and say that Jalen Hurts was the guy, I think Jalen Hurts eventually as a quarterback, you just get tired of seeing the same things. And obviously when he wanted to change the plays and you had a coaching staff saying no, what are you going to do? How do you change up a game plan when the coaches don't want to do it? And I just think there was no communication with the offense coordinator with Jalen Hurts. It was a communication that wasn't there. We did not see it. Even the players, the receivers, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith were getting frustrated with Brian Johnson of his intellectual, unintelligent decision making. I mean, he wasn't making any good decisions at all when it came to the offensive play calling. Okay, yeah. It took them to the second half to finally adjust, and by then, you're in a situation where you have to come down by. You have to find a way to.
I'll be right back.
All right, for sure. To get back to at least 2 touchdowns to tie a game up. We should be blowing these teams out. For example, the Dallas Cowboys game, I said it. We should have blew that team out. That second game, because the offense didn't do the job. I'm going to say offensive line. The offense coordinator was just horrible, bro. I mean, you cannot just blame Jalen Hurts. And if you are one of those guys, you weren't watching the game as I was. Do I think some of it was fault? Yes. Do I think all of it is fault? No, I don't. And if we're going to say that, then okay. Every quarterback that had a bad year should be their fault, right? Because if that's what we're saying, then let's blame every quarterback that had a bad year. Despite because we love to make excuses for guys like Lamar Jackson. He has no coaching. No, it's his fault, right? Because that's what you're saying about Jalen Hurts. It's his fault. It's not the coach's fault. So it's Lamar Jackson's fault for why he's been bad for the last 4 years with a bad offensive score, even though his offensive scoring was terrible. It's his fault. It's his fault. You know, that's what we're going to do. We're going to hold every quarterback who's had a bad year accountable. It was Patrick Mahomes' fault for why he lost the Super Bowl from now on. And that's what we're going to do. Patrick Mahomes lost that game versus the Buccaneers. It was his fault. It wasn't the offensive line's fault. No. It's his fault. You see how I did that? I twist your words into what you want. Now we can definitely talk about that. Because now I can throw it into your narrative. And now you don't like that. Because if we're going to use that, we're going to use it for every quarterback. We're not going to nitpick every quarterback and say, oh, well, it's not their fault. No, it is their fault. That's what you're telling me. I think that's disgraceful. And I think that's when it goes back to having context of what you're saying. But again, people might disagree with me. I think Jalen regressed a little bit, but not as much as people think. Like, they're acting like this guy regressed. I didn't see it, man. I thought Brian Johnson was just trash. So give him a great offensive coordinator last year, and I think they're in the Super Bowl. Hell, give him a decent offensive coordinator, and I think they're in the Super Bowl. Even an average offensive coordinator, and I think they were Super Bowl. I think, honestly, if Kellen Moore was on that team last year, I think he would have been a lot better than what he was with Brian Johnson. Just saying. But people might disagree with me, and that's fine. Abandoned the tight ends receiving back completely. Yeah, I mean, Brian Johnson was terrible. Turned the skills in the second game. It did. And one thing I would say about Jalen Hurts is he got to eliminate that, but I think he will. I think it was just a bad year overall. I'm sorry, but this defensive coach staff, the offensive coach staff, is so detailed from what it was last year. We hired idiots, guys that had no idea how to run a scheme to save their life. Okay. These guys are smart. They're intelligent. They know what they're doing. They have a great position of how to work these players in. Last year, we just hiring guys off the spot. Like Alex Tanney, the quarterback coach. You serious? Alex Tanney, a fucking bum, a scrub, was promoted as a quarterback coach? He couldn't even be a quarterback in the league. He was a scrub.
My bad. Right? I had to puke.
Yeah, I mean that's my problem. Alex Tanney should have never been a quarterback coach in the first place. We promoted him. Then we hired guys from college. The linebacker coach that we hired from college was from Temple. Where did we think it was going to succeed at? We hired experienced guys. I'm sorry, but when you have an experienced company, no matter who you bring, it's going to collapse.
Yes.
When you hire guys with experience that know what the hell they're doing, it's going to succeed.
Yes.
So it's like you can blame Jalen Hurts all you want. Do I think there's some things that he could have worked, could have done? I mean, we could say that.
Yeah.
But again, Brian Johnson, I'm sorry, no quarterback was seated under him.
Yeah, the Jets game showed, and it was the worst of the worst. That I've never seen a performance that bad by Jalen Hurts. And, the guy to really point at behind those mistakes was Brian Johnson, rather.
You wrote to my recording spot. All right, bro. So let me know when you want to come on, dude. Because I'm sorry, but and I'm not saying Jalen Hurts was good, great. I'm not saying that. Yeah. But, he did make some great throws. And we did see towards the end, he did regress a little bit more. But that's because you had a dumbass, sorry, weak, pathetic man as a damn offensive coordinator. That man should have been I've been calling for his job.
Me too.
Since week 5. He should have been fired. If you fired him and you let someone else take the office coordinator, they probably would have been a lot better. But
Captain
you waited.
Captain screen a lot.
Yeah.
Did you see how many screens we ran last year, bro? Shit was ABC offense.
Was it a screen? I thought it was just a terrible play. I mean,
Yeah.
was it a screen? I
Well,
don't know what the hell it was.
Well, that equals a terrible play. It's either you're screening or you're going deep, hoping somebody fucking catches it, bro. It was terrible. It was predictable.
It was so embarrassing, man. It was like is this Chip Kelly again? Like, bro, like I was wondering, like, dude, was he worse than Press Taylor? He got to be worse than Press Taylor.
Yes.
And I think Press Taylor would have been a lot better than Brian Johnson.
Yeah,
I mean,
we would have saw some results from Press Taylor.
That's what I don't get with Deshaun Jackson. Like, Deshaun Jackson would be crying and boo-hooing if he was in Brian Johnson's offense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, bro, like, you would have talked about Jalen Hurts. Dude, you wouldn't succeed. You probably would have pulled your hammy and you would have been on the sidelines like you always did. Okay, let's be real. Deshaun Jackson cannot even stay healthy. And I love how he talks about Jalen Hurts. Hold up. Every time we wanted you to play, you were out.
Oh, like, shit. We got Packers fan with swagger. I saw him talking that shit last night on that channel, too.
Good, gentlemen. Ready for week one? Y'all ready for week one? I mean,
we're going to blow y'all out. We might blow y'all out.
House go, Pack go. All right, we'll see. I love it, bro. I love it. But I think that Jalen Hurts just couldn't stand Brian Johnson. And I think that he was – is it far-fetched to say this, and we'll move on, that he was trying to get that man fired to the point where he was playing as bad as he possibly could to fire Brian Johnson?
It could be a possibility. I mean, we may have hated it at the time, but it was the best for the best. It was for the best.
And you see me criticize Jalen Hurts last year. So everybody's saying, well, you're Jalen Hurts. No, I criticized. There was a lot of Eagle fans that didn't like when I criticized them last year.
Yeah, they didn't like when we criticized the team. Like, we can't
just you better go back to watch one of my podcasts.
We can't just sit here and be fanboys of the team, talk about, oh, we got a 10-1 record, but look at how much licks we took to get there.
Yeah, and that's a good point, Big D. And that goes back to we're going to find out week one if Nick Sirianni has his team, right? Because I tell you one thing. If Nick Sirianni goes out there and his team's not ready to go, we got an issue. We got it because it shouldn't take you this long. Listen, by week one, you should be. I don't think you should be any rust, right? You didn't want to play these guys in preseason.
Look at all these.
You made a bunch of excuses why you better have no rust going to this game. You better be ready to go because you didn't want to play these guys in preseason because you think joint practices are equivalent to preseason, whatever your concept is, which I totally disagree with. So there should be no problem why these guys should not be ready to go. I better not see any rust from this team. This team better be looking like they're ready to go, like their heads on fire, ready to play some football.
Yeah. Look at all the talent on this team, bro. Like, you serious? You can't coach this type of team?
Like, there should be no rust. There's no excuses.
I want to see it from everybody except for Bradbury, who's out.
I'm glad. Let's talk about James Bradbury was put on IR. Do you think they did that on purpose because they don't believe in him?
I just think he did what's best for the team. He's faking his injury just to please the Eagles and their fans.
Well, hold up, because there was a report a while. I don't know how true it is. The Tennessee Titans were interested in trading for him, and the trade didn't go through. I think the Eagles did that.
Yeah, I think the Eagles declined because they wanted to keep more quote unquote depth on the team. He's really not it at all.
No, I think the Eagles put him on IR because I think, and this is how I'm looking at it. Why is my thing frozen? Why is it always freezing, dude? Can you hear me still?
I still can.
Okay, my shit is freezing. I fucking hate this laptop sometimes.
Come on, Phillies.
James Bradbury is probably going to get moved some way, probably not this week, but in the next. I think there's a trade ready to go. I just think that the compensation is not there right now because there was a report before the Bradbury trade. Bradbury was on a 53-man roster, or whatever roster, that they were getting some calls for him, and Tennessee was one of those teams. Tennessee Titans were interested in James Bradbury. Now, I don't know what they offered. I'm hoping the Eagles did not try to say, well, we want a second round pick. No, you're not getting a second round pick for Bradbury. You're just not. All right. I'm hoping that there was just the compensation. Listen, at this point, trade him for a bag of Doritos. There's no place for him to be on his team.
Not even the safety position where they're trying to squeeze and fit him in there.
Yeah.
Like, it's disgusting. Like, get rid of him.
No, and he's not a safety. He's never played safety in his lifetime.
And I just don't agree with that move to just keep him because he's been an Eagle for a while. Like, I don't agree with this. If you see somebody that's a cancer for your team, you get rid of them. They're trying to get value for him. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I could pull it up. I mean, I sent this to Quizzy the Great. I mean, shout out to him, but I sent it to him. I mean, this was one of the moves. I don't know if you can see that.
Your screen is too close.
Can you see it?
Come on, just stop moving the phone. Damn it, I can't see it.
Is this better?
Okay. Yeah, your screen is too close.
Is it better?
Back it up a little bit. A little bit more. Move the camera to your right. Okay, James Bradbury expected to survive today's team per Jeff McClain. Eagles spoke to teams regarding trade. Titans were one of the teams involved. Bradbury will look to make an impact as safety.
I'm just saying, I mean, it looked like the Titans were interested in him. And they
Yeah, let's go, Phillies. Yes.
Fuck the Phillies. Anyway, what is it? You just threw me off, bro. By the way, my Orioles won today, 6-1 versus the Colorado Rockies.
Good job, Orioles.
Huh?
Good job, Orioles.
Yes, sir. But yeah, I mean, I think Bradbury's gone. I think he gets traded soon, maybe before week 1. I mean, you could see a trade this week if it happens. We'll see what happens. But yeah, it's just interesting that came out. Now again, Jeff McClain. Should we take things out what he says? Literally, not really. But I do think he has some insight, and I'm not going to say he's wrong. But yeah, Bradbury would look like he was about to get moved to the Titans, and I think the Tennessee Titans would be one of those teams because didn't they just cut Caleb Furley, their first round pick?
I believe
So it was like
so.
they cut him, so it was like they're going to need some depth there. So it was like. Getting James Bradbury, and they got the money to do it too. They have the most cap space. They're one of the teams that have the most cap space right now, along with the other teams. I mean, they have a lot of cap space, and not the most. They have a lot. You know what I'm saying? Jeff McClain is not a credible source. I mean, he's not credible. Maybe he's not. I don't know. That's just what was reported. I just go with what was reported. All right. Maybe that was just far-fetched. I'm hoping that someone offered something for him. Because, again, if James Bradbury's on his team, he's more likely going to try to be at safety. And they're going to try to fit him. And it's going to take some playing time for guys like Cooper DeJean, guys like Sidney Brown. And I really don't want that, right? Because James Bradbury does not deserve to be on a roster because he's a veteran. He deserves to be on a roster because he plays good. Not because he's a veteran, not because he's a guy that's familiar with who gives a shit. Okay? Guys get moved every year, even though they're familiar. Okay? Just because they're familiar with the defense and they know they're not familiar with the defense because Bradbury has a new defense coordinator. So to say that, it's ridiculous. This is not the same defense from 2022. It's not. Yeah, you got CJ back, but Epps not here. TJ Edwards is not here. Kaiser White is not here. This is a brand new defense. So again, Hargrave's not here. I mean, so I don't get it. I don't know what you just did.
Oh, my bad. Helga laughed at the Braves. My bad.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Jordan Trask.
But yeah, I mean, all right. So yeah, we talked about Bradbury and all that stuff. What is the most? Who do you think? What position are you fearing the most? What do you want? What do you want to look at the most? Like, what is the one position that you think could cost us, if anything, this season?
I don't know. I really think it's the D line. I like what we acquired to kind of replace Hassan Reddick, but he's not as good as Hassan Reddick. And Philly 500 really brought up a good point that he isn't. And I'm trying to see some more sacks from this defense. I know the interceptions are going to be there because, CJ Gardner-Johnson he's just the perfect hype man for us, but I'm still kind of wondering about this D line. I want to see some more sacks. I didn't see very many from them last year, which was ironic, but I'd like to see that sack rate go up a little bit.
Yeah, we did sign someone today. 2 days ago. Again, I think Harry Roseman showed you once again that he's willing to make some moves. So let's see. The Eagles, I think they brought in someone. I saw it and I'm like, all right, who is it? I know he has familiar with Alabama. We did sign someone. Let me pull it up real quick. What's his name? Who did we sign? We signed someone from the Raiders. I know that. Let's see. Did we sign him? Let's see. Let me look it up. But yeah, we signed a guy, the defensive line Eagles. Let's see. Hold up. Let's see. What's his name? He was a defensive line that we signed. I think it was 2 days ago. Eagles claimed. Here we go. Eagles claim defensive line Byron Young off waivers. Per Tom Palacello for NFL Media, Philadelphia has claimed Byron Young off waivers. Young was a Raiders third-round pick in 2023, appearing in 6 games for Las Vegas as a rookie. He was on the field for 99% of the defensive snaps and his 13 special team snaps, and recording 4 total sacks. So he recorded 4 total sacks. Okay. He played in college ball at Alabama, where he was a second-team All-SEC selection in 2022, won the CFP National Championship in 2020. So, yeah, we signed Byron Young. And I don't know too much about him, but, again, we fill a position. You talk about defensive line. Well, how he goes out and gets a guy off waivers. And, again, he's still young. I don't know how old he is. Could Vic Fangio turn into something that might be beneficial, right? Is this one guy that can turn him to a star? It's Vic Fangio. Not saying he will be, but Byron Young, don't know too much about him. What's your thoughts about it, Heidi?
I ain't really got much to say about that.
So, yeah, I mean, this was the report. Okay, Byron Young is 23 years old. All right, so he's young. And again, since drafting Young, the Raiders have changed general managers. Ruben Frank wrote this, and I think it's interesting. This is August 29th, 2024, 12:47 p.m. The Eagles were awarded the 23-year-old defensive tackle Byron Young on waivers Thursday, a day after he was released by the Raiders. Young was the Raiders' third-round pick last year, the 70th player special teams. He survived the Raiders' intentional rounds of cuts on Tuesday, but was surprise cut on Wednesday. Since drafting Young, the Raiders have changed general managers, coaches, GM Dave Ziegler, and head coach Josh McDaniels were all fired in November. And Tom Telesacco is the new GM. Telesacco, whatever. Whoa, what was that? Antonio Pierce, the head coach.
Motorcycle.
Pierce was named interim head coach November 1st. Young was inactive for all 10 games after coaching change. In corresponding move, the Eagles released veteran defensive tackle Marlon Tulutu in 21 sixth-round pick as he played in 28 games over the last 3 seasons. Young is now the 6th interior defensive lineman behind Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, and Milton Wood. So Marlon Tulutu was just released. They bring this guy in. Okay. So obviously they replaced Marlon Tulutu, Mario Jomo, and Thomas Booker. Okay. Young is 6'3", 295 pounds, is the 8th former third-round pick from another team the Eagles have acquired since last year, and at 3 and currently on the 50-man roster. Young is Orion Burks, and Zach Bond, 2 are the practice squads. So, yeah, I mean, we get some guys, like I said, put them on here.
What's good, my man?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm gonna put you on there because we want to see your face. Yeah.
We heard it's going to be your last season this year. We wish all the best for you, man.
It'll be my last doing full sports coverage on here. It's not going to be my last year watching or anything like that. I'm still going to pay attention. I'll probably still come on live chats, or I'll probably allow topics like that in my own chats from time to time.
Yeah.
But that's really about it.
We still wish you the best, bro. Always.
Absolutely.
So what's on your mind, baby? How you feeling about this first game? What you nervous? How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good, honestly. I think it's going to be a nice back and forth, hard fought game.
Yeah.
But I actually do have us dropping this one.
Okay,
I had us dropping this one the moment I saw that Green Bay was deciding that they're going into this game wearing green in Brazil. The fucking balls on these guys. It's going to be tough to beat a team that has no fear, that aren't afraid of anything. However, if that's not enough for them to defeat Philly, then we truly got something special.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, we can't wear green, but they can. I mean, what's the odds?
Well, we got some.
Who says they can? They're deciding. Fuck you. I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah,
that's their deciding.
I mean, I'm hoping we win, man. I don't want to blow. Listen, man, could you imagine the reports that would come out if we lose week 1? Like, I mean,
and of course, they would be bullshit because there would be absolutely no shame whatsoever in losing to Green Bay, at all. There'd be no shame in it. Yeah, it would suck, but I wouldn't even be upset at all. I honestly wouldn't. Of course, there's going to be goddamn media hit pieces. There usually is.
No, I want to beat Green Bay, man.
I do too. Of course.
We can't drop an opener. I'll be upset, bro. Like,
we haven't dropped an opener since 2020.
Yeah. I mean, And the only reason why I see us losing that game is if Nick Sirianni does what Nick Sirianni does, and he fucking tries to control the play calling. Again, he needs to sit on his
Or if Green Bay runs a well-executed offensive scheme that keeps ours off the field. It's possible.
Well, then that goes back to our defense corner. Is he a real defense corner, or is he a guy that's just another puppet? Because
it looked more or less like the same scheme to me, but just a much better version. We're still going to see bend break. We're still going to see corners back 15 yards off. However, it's going to be by somebody that has more experience and is just a lot better version of what we've been seeing.
I mean, I don't know about you, but when I was watching preseason, I saw more aggressive Vic Fangio than what I saw from Sean Desai. I think he blitzed a little bit more, and I think he's a lot more aggressive.
You're right.
Very detailed, and compared to a guy like Sean Desai. And I thought our corners were playing a lot more.
And I would imagine he'd be slightly more skilled at being able to apply that kind of pressure and be able to come up with creative enough blitzes versus top QBs who would be able to rip apart predictable blitz packages. Oh, we've blitzed last year. However, they were poor, very bad predictable blitzes that we just got absolutely punished for. For example, we'll send a corner in there, and then next thing you know, a receiver's left wide open because nobody was there to take him.
Wait, we blitzed last year? When?
There
were times where we blitzed, but it was pathetic. They were really bad blitz packages. They were so pathetically predictable, and you wouldn't even be able to tell because of how bad they were.
It was picked up.
Because the thing is, usually when most people are watching these games, where are your eyes? Your eyes are on the quarterback, which is natural. But the thing is, top QBs know exactly how to exploit bad blitz packages, but I think Fangio's are going to be leagues better. But the thing is, as far as that defensive line is concerned, Jordan Davis needs to step up for starters. We haven't really seen anything from him. We've seen pretty much nothing from him. Jalen Carter showed us what he can do many times throughout the game last year. Of course, people will probably say, he wasn't that good. Yeah, but maybe that's because he didn't really get a lot of opportunities to actually take down the QB because of how wide open our receivers were left last year. Mm-hmm. When you look at the film, he was getting penetration. He was getting there. He was getting double teamed. He was able to fend off two guys. He can do that. I'm not worried too much about Jalen Carter, although I've heard some not so good things about Nolan Smith. And
but I think
we are dealing with the fact that this is going to be Brandon Graham's last year. I believe Fletcher Cox already retired.
Yeah, he did.
So that means Jordan Davis has to step up now more than ever. And Milton Williams, this could possibly be his final year. He's replaceable.
I don't know about that one. I mean, Milton Williams is a very good player. I mean, I would be
totally fine with us keeping him.
Huh?
He could definitely be replaced, but I'd be totally fine with keeping him.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I mean, if Howard Roseman could get it, one thing about Howard Roseman is I think there's always a plan with him, right? We know that Howard Roseman's going to. I mean, Howard Roseman. One thing I'll say this year is if our first season goes bad, the only guy I'm not blaming is Howard Roseman. Howard Roseman did everything in his power to make this team championship as possible with this roster. I mean, you go out and get Jahan Dotson. You go out and get Saquon Barkley. You go out and you draft Quinyon Mitchell. Then you go out in the second round and you draft Cooper DeJean. Then you go out and get
I like the fact that they drafted corners because we are in dire need of those.
I like that. I have no issue with that. You know,
Me either.
Then you sign a guy like Devin White to a 1-year deal. Well, I think it's going to have a chip on his shoulder. You know, a guy that I think was in a toxic situation. But you look at all the moves that Howard Roseman. Then you go out and now that you get my boy C.J. Gardner-Johnson, which I think you desperately missed last year, right?
Oh, absolutely. We were definitely struggling in that safety position.
Oh, absolutely. Because I'm sorry, but Blaine.
I was like one of the first people that had a feeling that Kevin Byard was going to suck dick. We saw nothing from him, and he got fucking released.
Yeah, I mean
that was a complete waste.
He didn't get released. They just let him walk.
I thought he got released.
He did get released. That's my fault. He did.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw an article that said he got released.
No, he did. He got released. That's my fault. I was looking at a different.
Although I don't know how much of entirely his fault that really was, because
No,
Matt Patricia had no business being anywhere near defense.
well, Sean Aside didn't have either. I mean, that guy was.
No, he
ass.
did not. I was one of the very few that didn't like that hiring, because I knew it was going to be a shit show.
Mm-hmm.
People are trying to tell me, oh, look, he had a top defense with the Bears. No, he didn't. He had one of the bottom 5 in the league. And when you look at it on film versus how he did against top QBs, they ripped him apart.
I mean, everybody talking about he was never a defense corner. He was a defense.
The thing is, you see, that's the problem. You see, most of these people out here are box score nerds. They're not actually looking at actual film.
Exactly.
I mean, there are a few things you could cut up some slack on at the time. I mean, now it's like good riddance. He's gone. He ain't here no more.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Although all they end up really doing is hiring a infinitely better version of him.
Yeah.
I think that I have way more confidence in the offense, obviously.
I got confidence in the coaching because I think the coaching is improved. I mean, sorry, but Brian Johnson should never been an offensive coordinator.
I knew he was going to be the scapegoat from day one. I knew he was in way over his head. He had no business getting that position. I had a feeling he was going to suck.
And you promote Alex Tanney last year, which is a damn joke because that guy was sorry in Philadelphia. Wasn't even on the roster.
I was one of those people who was just like, okay, let's give Brian Johnson a shot. And the same thing.
I was like that too.
And the same thing with Desai too. I was like, let's give him a shot. Let's see what they got. And they did.
That's all you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that was a joke. It was a joke and a half.
Yeah, it pretty much was. And the thing is, it was disguised for many weeks. You saw the red flags all season long. You saw like many mistakes they were making, and how dumb, boneheaded decisions nearly cost us games. And then it finally caught up to us when it came time to face the Niners.
Yep, it got masked by that 10-1 record.
Yep. And for the longest time, it's been a defense that's been reliant on the opponent making a mistake or not knowing the matchup. But the style of this passive bend don't break defense, which I'm really frustrated by and I'm sick of seeing, it's the exact kind of defense that top QBs know exactly how to exploit.
Yeah. And the thing I like about Fangio is he adjusts. Even in preseason, he's not afraid to get these linebackers, and he's not afraid to let his players hit. A lot of defense coordinators, they play this soft ass. I'm not going to allow my players to get hit. No, let them hit.
Yeah, they have to be able to dish out hits and take them, because you're going to inevitably get hit. And when you're not prepared to get hit, trust me when I tell you, it hurts a lot more when you don't see it coming. When you're not trained for it, when you're not prepared for it. It hit much harder. Like, for example, even something as small as when it was like really slippery outside in the wintertime, I slipped on the ice and landed on my back. It didn't hurt because I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
But if it caught me by surprise, it would have been hell.
Yeah.
On a much smaller scale, but when these players are not trained to take as many hits, especially when they literally admit on camera in interviews that they don't want to make hits. Of course, obviously, that's going to make you easily exploitable. But if you're not trained to take hits, when that hit finally comes, and it will come, it's going to hit harder. It's going to hurt more.
So, Big D.
You're going to have a harder time getting back from it.
So, Big D, I have a question for you. As far as these fanboys or this fan base, like, what do you have to say the next time we possibly go 10-0? Let's say we do go 10-1 this season. Like, what do you have to do? What do you have to say to these people who are hiding behind the mask of a 10-1 record and we're struggling like we did last year?
Who gives a shit?
Everybody wants to learn the hard way. You would think by now, because for good or for bad, I know this team better than most people do. For good or for bad. Mm-hmm. And I was one of the first people to see the collapse coming. It was definitely much worse than the one in 2010. There's no question about that. And it was very similar to the one in Pittsburgh in 2020. But the thing is, I knew we were toast the moment we lost to the Jets. And also, having not one, but 2 nail biters against the Washington Midskins.
Yep.
To be honest with you, I'd have a lot more respect for them if they became the Redskins again. But as long as they're still the communists, they'll forever be a joke to me.
Well, now they're saying
Speaking of Washington, why in the ever-living fuck would you hand one of your best receivers to a division rival who is one of the best teams in the league? Why would you do that? What is your major malfunction? And I don't want to hear that. Oh, he may be a locker room problem. Then don't hand him to a top opponent.
That
dummy.
doesn't make sense to me.
None of it makes sense.
That's clear.
Thank you, though. I will gladly take him.
I'll say this: they clearly want us to win a division,
which I think we will. Unless somehow Washington flukes their way somehow, which is very unlikely.
Yeah, which is like
Dallas already won it last year, so that ain't gonna happen.
Everybody
and New York,
everybody in the division will have to have a shitty record. Everybody in the division is going to have a shitty record in order for Washington.
That's right.
to win the ball.
That's the only time. That's the only reason they've ever been division champions over the past number of years.
Yeah.
They finished first. Every time they finished first, they were usually 9-7, and they just went one and done. They just got that shit kicked out of them.
Yep.
They're a joke, bro. I mean, their fans are literally saying
they're a shit show.
They're always bringing up quarterbacks. They're always bringing up quarterbacks from the draft and bringing in.
You know what that is? You know what that is? It's called copium.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing, and you want to talk about quarterbacks? How about this, Washington? Stop giving up on QBs after one friggin' season.
Mm-hmm.
They continuously do that, and that's one of the reasons why they're in the shit shape they're in. Well, no. They had to draft Jaden Daniels, bro. Same how wasn't it, bro?
How long are they going to keep him? That's the point.
Bro, I think they're going to keep him. I mean, that's the whole future. If they don't, then someone got to get fired, bro.
Kirk Cousins was literally the best quarterback they've had all this century, and they didn't keep him. They weren't loyal to him. So what makes you think that they're going to keep Jaden Daniels?
No. Exactly. Yeah. And they made sure to ruin and run Robert Griffin III off.
Oh, no, they ruined his career.
Yeah. Although I think he may have possibly had the same weakness. I think he may have possibly had the same weakness Cam did in the total grand scheme of things. Could not read a defense.
My NFC prediction: the Philadelphia Eagles 14-3, Dallas Cowboys 10-7. Yeah, I mean, dude, I think the Giants are going to be done. Did you see what Brian Burns said today? Brian Burns, did you see what he likes doing? And no bullshit. Brian Burns is a weird dude because I don't know why anyone would ever say that. But yeah, supposedly he. Hold on, I got to find it. This is hilarious. So Brian Burns pretty much, they asked him, what's the weirdest thing that he ever did, and this guy's a weird. See, players in New York, especially Giant fans, they're weird, bro. They weird. Mm-hmm. I mean, this dude said, the most embarrassing detail is he likes to smell his own farts.
What?
And this is what he said.
Yeah. You want me to tell you what the smell is? That's crazy. Is gas gross? That's the case, yeah. I like smell gasoline. Everybody I have not. I don't even want that. No. Sometimes I enjoy
Hold
on.
The fuck is he on?
Yeah. You want me to tell you what the smell is? That's crazy. Is gas gross?
Oh, I'm gonna use this fucking
thing.
The
smell you're supposed to find gross.
Yeah. You want me to tell you what the smell is? That's crazy. Is gas gross? That's the case, yeah. I like smell gasoline. Everybody like that? I have not. I don't even want that. No. Sometimes I enjoy my farts. What did he say? They don't smell too bad. I'm not gonna lie. If you eat right, you're fine. I used to love the smell of like gasoline, like the car. I used to love that smell.
What a disgrace.
I do understand. He does have a good point where he says if you eat properly, they're not going to stink as bad, but it's still a weirdo thing to say.
It is.
Yeah, he is right about one thing. If you eat properly, they're not going to stink as bad, which means he probably has a low-fat diet. He's probably on that keto diet.
Bro, that's just so weird to say, dude. I'm sorry.
It is. It is. Even if they don't stink.
Everybody's shit stink.
Well, the thing is that what makes shit stink is the amount of fat content in their food or sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, when it comes to animals, pig is the worst smelling.
Yes.
I know people that had farms, so I know. I used to think horse was really bad. Cow, it usually depends on how fat they are.
We're not going to talk about that, man. We just had to show that clip. I mean, it's still nasty, bro. You just don't say this.
It is. It is.
Everybody's shit stink, no matter how you look at it.
Yeah, it's just a matter of how much it stinks.
I don't think so. I definitely have.
You know who really sucks? I mean, stinks Daniel Jones. So, I mean, maybe he's talking about him.
Oh,
He's the worst quarterback in the league.
Tommy DeVito should be their starter.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why are they avoiding this guy? Just because they paid Daniel Jones?
Yeah, they're probably trying to justify that contract.
Oh, my God, bro.
Even though, to be fair, Hayden is grossed out by more things than the average person.
Well, I mean, he likes women's feet. I don't know why.
For example, he didn't like the idea of someone putting peanut butter on their hamburger, even though that's actually a thing in real life for extra protein.
I'm
starting to consider it.
That's nasty.
I don't know how I feel about that, honestly. But I also remember what Bruce Willis once said in A Whole 9 Yards. Every red-blooded American knows that the only condiment you were ever supposed to put on a hamburger is ketchup.
So, when you look at this schedule, BD, all right, I didn't get to hear your prediction. You look at the schedule. I'm gonna pull it up, all right, and I want to shoot this. Tell me what you think of the schedule. You know, of your schedule. I don't know if you saw it, but
I did see it. What about it?
How many wins do you think we can have, in your honest opinion?
I say our ceiling is 12.
You got 12 wins?
Yes.
Okay.
That's where I stand.
That's fair.
Okay, that's fair. It's fair.
I think most games we drop, if not all of them, will be on the road.
I'm on the same page, bro.
I got us going 15-2 this year. That's my prediction.
I got us going 13-4. We're gonna lose all 4 of our games on the road.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about Big D being negative. Okay.
Oh, come on now.
Even though he predicted 2 more wins than I did, but still, that's just being.
I'm sorry, but can someone tell me why I'm supposed to be scared of Baltimore again? Dude, I'm not.
You're
scared.
not. I think we're dropping that game to Baltimore because I think they're a really good team and it's going to be at M&T Bank Stadium. However, if the game was in Philly, I'd have Philly winning. But we could most definitely take down Baltimore if we go in there. Just completely overwhelm them offensively. I don't know how much their defense has improved over the past couple of years. Last time I checked, it's booty cheeks, and Jalen should definitely be able to light that one up. Assuming they didn't get exponentially better. Did they lose Patrick Queen? Is he still on that team?
No, he's on Pittsburgh.
Well, that's already a blow to their defense. Especially if Moore decides to start getting these fucking tight ends involved again. I don't give a shit if your backups are out there. Use them. They can catch the football if they're given open space. Of course, obviously, you throw to the guy you throw to whoever's open, but.
I'm sorry, but
you give Jalen that kind of time and you give him that kind of space, he'll rip you apart. I definitely The thing with Baltimore is they can often be inconsistent, but I think they can. I think we're dropping that game to Baltimore, but it can just as easily go the other way. Easily.
It could.
Easily.
I'm just not a fear of Lamar Jackson. He just doesn't.
I don't
scare me.
either. The only thing about Jackson is scrambling quarterbacks have given us a hard time for the longest time.
I get that, but it's like I think Fangio can stop him. I got a feeling we're going to win a lot more games than what we did, because I feel like in my gut feeling I have us blowing out the Packers. In my head I have it as a close game, but it's just in my gut feeling I feel like we're going to go into Brazil, and I think we're going to knock these boys on the ass. I'm sorry, you got to make a statement week one, and I'm talking about a legit statement. What you did last year is not the same team what you are now, right?
No.
You got to go out there. You got to beat this team's ass, man. You got to put at least 40 on that board, man. Like, that offense better be clicking, and that defense better be ready to go. I mean, if we have slow starts, then it's like, bro, like, what have you been doing to prepare? Like, and this goes back to. This is why I like preseason. This is why I like these guys playing in preseason, because I don't think these joint practices, as much people want to sit there and say, well, no, joint practice means nothing to me because they're not really hidden. Okay.
If we're really being honest, I've never heard of joint practices until a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I mean, they're not hidden. They're not fully hidden, these guys.
Remember the good old days.
It's tag football pretty much.
They're not in pads fully.
Remember everybody got hyped when you saw that bomb thrown to T.O. in week one of the preseason? Yeah. I would like to see stuff like that again.
Yeah, I mean, they were supposed to play, and it was like, oh, the rain. Well, dude, we're in the fucking football, man. I don't give a shit about the rain. The rain.
Yeah, but guess what? You're going to play in the rain in the regular season eventually.
Yeah, I mean, Eagles prediction W, Falcons W, Saints W, Buccaneers W. I think the Buccaneers going to be now. I think we lose.
Me too.
I don't. They haven't improved much either.
What?
They always have our number, much like the Saints do.
Mike Evans is over there.
They own us arguably as much as the Seahawks do.
They got Carlson.
The Buccaneers, Todd Bowles gives us fits. I don't know what it is. He gives us fits. And I think he's going to really, really take it personal that we went into their home, regular season, and beat the brakes off them. He's going to take that personal. And I think, but listen, I mean, I don't mind falling to the Buccaneers because then that got us beating the Browns. I'm sorry, Deshaun Watson is not a quarterback I'm fearing.
We're definitely beating the Browns.
I like their defense.
I'm looking forward to that game, honestly.
I do too, because everybody wanted Deshaun Watson. I'm tired of hearing about that. The Giants, I'm not. Come on, bro. Is that a fucking game?
Watson has this going against him.
We're sweeping.
He went down. The next QB that came in was able to do just as well with Cleveland, if not better.
We're sweeping the entire division. I'm telling you right now.
No, we ain't.
The Giants, it's a body bag.
Giants, yeah.
The Bengals. You got us losing. They will win that game. Joe Burrow does not scare me as a quarterback. He doesn't. I just think got Jamar Chase. I get it. They got receiving core. I get all that. But again, we got the same receiving core as them. We can match up with them too. Okay. I do think, again, it's going to depend on coaching, right? If we go out there, we look like a great offense coordinator with a great coach that knows what he's doing. We're going to win a lot of these games.
Plays a factor too.
It's all about in this great test for Nick Sonic. We got a great coach to reverse him. Matt LaFleur, whatever you want to call him. LaFleur, whatever you want to call him. He's a great offensive coordinator and / head coach. He's been an offensive coordinator, and he knows how to call plays. And he's one of the best young coaches in this game. And he's gonna show what he can do. And we got to be able.
People wanted his head at one point.
I think this game's going to be disciplined. If we're disciplined, we're going to win this game. If we're not disciplined, and our defense look rusty, look like they're out of shape, look like they're not ready to hit, it's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day. And we got to be able to run the football. I swear to God, if I see Kenny Gainwell more than 15 touches, and I see Saquon Barkley on 2,
he's not going to get more touches than Barkley. It's not happening.
It can't.
he can't. There's no way. But you never know. Nick Sonney does.
I think he could. I think he could improve this year, but Barkley is your number one option, obviously.
I mean, the guy just needs to go, bro. I'm tired of Gainwell, bro. He's gets on my fucking nerves.
He's definitely replaceable. I will say that.
Yeah,
Definitely is replaceable.
If we are able to let Scott go, we can certainly let this guy go.
Yeah, we should have kept him over Gainwell. He would have done a lot more.
Well, he's on his way out anyway.
So then you have the Jaguars win. Yeah, I agree, though. I think we're beating the Jaguars.
I got to beat Jacksonville as well.
yeah.
I think we beat Dallas.
No, we're losing to Dallas.
We're beating Dallas.
We're beating Dallas.
I'm sorry.
Philly, yes, we are.
I think we split with Dallas, but I don't think it's that game. I think it's going to be I think the one you say W, Philly thing is the one where we lose to Dallas. That second game versus Dallas is going to be the one we lose to, because by then we will have our starters pretty much sitting down. Because if I have it the way we are, we got week 1. By then we should be in a great position to have that number 1 seed, and we should be able to lock that division up. I mean, so I think those games are going to be, maybe, I don't know. We almost had it in 2022. Jalen Hurts plays our last game versus Dallas. We win that freaking division easily, and we win that number 1 seed.
Yeah.
Last year we could have won it too, but again, Brian Johnson.
Yeah, absolutely. That goes without saying.
Fucking Brian Johnson, bro.
So you got the Cowboys a W. I'm sorry, you got the Cowboys L. Then you got the Commanders a W. Rams a W. I think we lose to the Rams. That's my second loss.
I think we're beating the Rams.
I think that's a loss right there.
Rams at 8:20 p.m. It's 8:20 p.m. It's a Monday night football game. Hold on, let me look it up.
We're gonna drop that one.
It's a Sunday night.
We're gonna drop that one.
What, the Rams game?
Yep.
I think so too. And it's not because I don't think the Rams are good. No, I don't think they're a better team than us. I think we're going to be so focused on this.
They're most certainly not.
This is what, because I have us focused on Baltimore. I think we're going to be so amped up to play Baltimore, right? And I feel like we're going to overlook the Rams game, and we're going to beat the brakes off Baltimore. That's why I have us winning against Baltimore, because that's going to be before the Baltimore Ravens game. Jalen Hurts in that offense, maybe they don't, but I think the Rams are going to get us right there, right? Because we're going to have a Washington home game, right? We're going to be amped up for that game. And I think going to LA, and that's an 8:20 p.m. game, okay? They're going to be ready to go. Again, this is another team that we embarrassed at home. And I feel like Sean McVay is going to get us right there. But that doesn't mean the season's over. No, I think that
no, absolutely not.
Teams that,
there'd be very little shame.
We could start off 3-0, right? I think you could beat the Packers. If you win week 1, you're beating the Falcons. You're beating the Saints. You're beating the Bucks. Okay, now maybe we'll lose a game. Okay, so you're 3-1 if you lose to the Bucks. You're beating the Browns, so you're 4-1. You're beating the Giants. That's 5-1. You're beating the Bengals, in my opinion. That's 6-1. You're beating the Jaguars. That's 7-1. And then that's tossed between Dallas. I think you beat Dallas. That's 8-1. You beat Washington. It's 9-1. Then you fall to the LA Rams. That's 9-2. You beat Baltimore. That's 10-2. You beat Carolina. That's 11-2. You beat the Steelers. That's 12-2. You beating the Commanders. You're sweeping them. That's 13-2. You beating Dallas. I think you sweep Dallas. And then you sweep the Giants in the last game. That's 15-2. Right? Am I wrong?
You're not wrong.
So again, when I look at the schedule, this team has a chance to go 15-2 this year. Do I think maybe the last game versus the Giants will not? Who cares? I think Kenny Pickett can beat the Giants at that point. And as much as bad as he is, guess what? They have no quarterback other than Daniel Jones on the team. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe the quarterback they did. Who did they just sign?
I don't even.
Drew Lock. Maybe he beats Kenny Pickett. I don't know. Hopefully Kenny Pickett's not a backup. I'm hoping it's Taylor McKee because I hate Kenny Pickett with a passion.
Yes, I do too.
Yo,
Dude, look at his hands, bro.
He sucks. He fucking ass. I mean, he runs.
Dude, look at his hands.
They're small as shit. They're tiny.
It's ridiculous.
That's why he's worried about.
And that's such a shame. I can't imagine living like that.
Illegal forward pass. That's all I'm going to say about Kenny Pickett.
Oh God.
I heard no good things about him.
Every sack is quote unquote a coverage sack. 1108. Shout out to 1108.
We cannot depend on him to win a game, bro. I'm sorry.
No, we can't.
No, absolutely the fuck not. But there, like I said before, Jalen is one tough bastard. There were a few injury scares last year, but he got back up and got right back into the game.
Absolutely.
And I think one of them, he came back and won the game.
Yeah.
I don't really remember exactly which game it was, but there was a.
I mean, I'm sorry, but the Buffalo Bills game was impressive for me. I mean, that
Oh, it most certainly was.
I don't think Carson Wentz wins that game. I'm sorry, he don't. I'm sorry.
Fuck no, he doesn't. Fuck no.
He don't win that game.
No, if Wentz does anything, he'll fucking throw a touchdown or two in garbage time to pad his stats.
No, he'll throw a pick six. That's what he would throw.
Oh, he'll probably throw that early on, and then he'll throw one after this garbage. He'll get the garbage time TDs after the pick six on some Sam Bradford shit.
One thing you can't say about Jalen Hurts is the kid is a winner. And he goes out there. If there's one thing that I could trust, it's Jalen Hurts is that guy. Jalen Hurts will put you in the right position. We lose this game, it's not because of Jalen Hurts. It's going to be because of the coach staff. Because I have 100% trust that Jalen Hurts will bail out these coaches if anything else. Just like he did last year, he'll bail them out again. Hopefully, he don't have to do that. Hopefully, we have competent, the word competent, okay? Because I feel like we don't hear that every day. Competent, smart, okay? It's word smart because we didn't have that with Brian Johnson vocabulary. It was dumb, delusional, and idiotic and stupid, okay? That's what it was in Brian Johnson when you mentioned Brian Johnson. It was no smart in his dictionary at all, okay? You looked up Brian Johnson, it was incompetent clown, okay?
He was in way over his head.
So hopefully Kellen Moore.
And unfortunately, that's the price you pay for hiring internally, which a lot of companies in real life do. You could be the most experienced, you could be the most qualified person in the world, but someone significantly less qualified than you could probably get that job just because he already works there.
Yep.
And that can often backfire more often than not.
Yep.
I mean, I'm hoping Kellen Moore knows what he's doing, and that's what you got to hope for, right? And I think Kellen Moore is going to do that. I have 100% confidence that Kellen Moore is going to get a great game plan for us, and we're going to see an offense that knows how to run the ball, balance attack with the offensive passing attack.
It helps that he has experience. It helps that he has experience in the NFL already with the Cowboys.
One thing about Moore I can say for sure is he runs a faster-paced offense.
Well, he also knows how to use his players to their strengths. I mean, Dak Prescott, again, had his best year under him. CeeDee Lamb was a 1,000-yard receiver under him. Amari Cooper, the same thing. You know, these guys were producing, you know, and you know, I love it when they say Kellen Moore. Listen, Kellen Moore last year, he had an injured-prone quarterback in Justin Herbert, who I think is overrated. I'm sorry. I don't know why.
He's not a top QB. He's not.
And
Herbert's overrated. He's a turnover machine.
I'm tired of hearing excuses for him, but not from my quarterback. Well, he had no coach staff. Dude, he's been with 3 different – this is going to be his second head coach that he's with. How many more chances are you going to give this guy? This man has had weapons around him. He can't stay healthy either. And he's made poor decisions.
Playoff game versus Jacksonville told me everything I needed to know.
Go ahead.
That playoff game told me everything he needed to know.
You said what?
That playoff game told me everything I needed to know.
I mean, it's not just
Versus
that.
Jacksonville.
Look at the games that he's played. Like, I'm sorry, but yeah, you got the biggest arm.
You could make the case. You can make a case that Trevor Lawrence is overrated too.
Oh, he's definitely is overrated. I've been telling Jack.
That guy, he's good, but he's not a top QB.
And even though he came away with a win, he still threw 4 interceptions in that game.
Well, that's because the Chargers choked that away. Brandon Stanley's a moron.
They did.
And Justin Herbert, he reminds me of Carson Wentz. Reminds me of him. It's just, he might have a better arm, maybe better accuracy than him, but dude, like, I'm tired of seeing these quarterbacks get so much more passes than my quarterback. It's like my quarterback at least been to a Super Bowl. What did
more hype and more excuses?
Yeah, I mean, what did these other quarterbacks do that my quarterback didn't? Someone tell me. Well, they had a good year. Okay, did they go to the Super Bowl? Because Lamar Jackson was supposed to get to a Super Bowl last year.
The only one that's really done anything that Jalen hasn't in the past year and change is Brady, Stafford, and Mahomes, and that's really about it.
It's funny that you bring up Lamar Jackson because he has 2 MVPs and he still hasn't made it to a Super Bowl yet. Jalen Hurts has.
Oh, yeah, and by the way, 49er fans, I see you in my comments earlier about that. It's funny. They love my video that I made about Brock Purdy wasn't top 5. He's not. And I'll say it again.
I think it could be.
Bro just there for 4. Like, look at these clowns in my fucking profile, man. This how sad they are. I'm sorry. Can y'all see that? Like,
can we at least put some blame on him for choking last year in that Super Bowl, because he most certainly did.
Yeah,
I guess.
Can we at least hold him to that? I'm willing to hold my QB to it, but they can't. Give me a break.
So this dumbass said that
if I'm
Domino's Sanctuary said this. By the way, Brock Purdy did earn his spot. Coach even so, no, he didn't. He was the only guy there. That's why they gave it to him. Try again. Has the better stats. Jalen Hurts hasn't beat. Hold on. This is what he said. Jalen Hurts hasn't beaten Mahomes either. Low. You could put Jalen Hurts on anyone else's on the 49ers team. It doesn't mean that they will be successful.
Yes, he did.
And exactly what are they basing this off of? And I'm willing before anybody answers that, I think I can answer for you. They're box score nerds.
Well, according to him.
And by the way, yes, he did beat him. Yeah, it was in the regular season, but still. Yeah, it should have been in Super Bowl 57, but he still beat him once nonetheless.
KC won, not because Brock Purdy couldn't read a defense, because KC won due to a muff punt by Ray McLeod. Did you not watch the same game? Super Bowl? You must not watch the same Super Bowl as I did. That dude missed 3 receivers wide open.
He choked.
Just like our quarterback did.
Actually, it was significantly worse. He was significantly worse than Jalen. The thing with Jalen is it's a sad case of one mistake being all it takes.
Yeah, you're right.
I love how he talks about. So he talks about Jalen Hurts is overrated. Well, who the fuck is Brock Purdy then? Because I think he's overrated.
I think both deserve. Both deserve the praise that they get. They both have deep playoff runs under their belt. They both prove that they can hang with top teams. But I'd give Jalen the edge because of more experience, and I think he's got more range with a football. I think he's more skilled and he's more diverse. But could that change over time? For sure. But
so this dumbass.
But I think Jalen has a higher ceiling, for sure.
So same on IG 3-1. I don't know what the fuck that even means. Brock Purdy left the field of the Super Bowl with the lead. No, he did not. He did it behind the offensive line of ranked 20. So it's not the offensive line's fault, really. 26 out of 32 teams. Bro, he had one of the best offensive line in football. Please go sit down and get the hell out of it.
Also has one of the best receiving cores in the league too, and one of the best running backs.
Yep.
And then he said, Patrick, Brock Purdy's a top 5 quarterback.
No, he's not.
I could agree with that.
No.
No, he's
I
not.
could agree with that.
No, he's not.
I have him ranked below Jalen, however.
Brock Purdy ain't top 5, but he's way better than Hurts. It's not even close.
Brock Purdy's not even top 10.
Whoa. Back up. Hold up. Time out.
You're way too emotional.
He's not top 5, but you rank him. No, I think he is. I think he can be top 5, but Jalen is ranked over him.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure if I would give Brock Purdy a top 5, but top 8, absolutely. Okay, he's much better than Jalen Hurts. No, he's not better than Jalen Hurts.
He's not top 10 either. I put him right there at 11 or 12.
Who do you have ranked over him?
A lot of other quarterbacks.
Besides the obvious choices.
Yeah, besides the obvious choices. I'm having brain aneurysm right now.
I just want to let all the 49er fans know you're fucking idiots, and that's why you're a communist fuck, and that's why y'all fucking suck.
There was this one Eagles Instagram page that calls them the Red Cowboys. I forget the name. I think I have it blocked.
I mean, most of these 49er fans that come in my comments are fucking idiots. Dude, Jalen Hurts is 10 times better.
Well, what else would you expect? What else would you expect from illiterate, degenerate San Francisco, one of the most gentrified city in America?
What did Brock
where people
Purdy
are allowed to fucking dookie on the sidewalks.
Hold on. Brock Purdy couldn't even complete 53% of his passes in that damn Super Bowl. Shut the fuck up. Like, seriously, my quarterback went toe-to-toe. You can tell about the fumble. Yes, we know the fumble. I get that. But your quarterback could not complete half of the passes in the damn Super Bowl. Shut the fuck up with this stupid shit that Jalen Hurts not better than Brock Purdy. Because guess what? When my quarterback went toe-to-toe with you in the NFC Championship game, your quarterback got hit, got knocked out, and my quarterback was in and went to the Super Bowl. Where was your quarterback at? Your quarterback, oh, my hand hurts. Fuck out of here, man. You're these pussyfied bitch-made 49er fans. Your quarterback did not want to come back in the second half because his hand hurt, and he didn't want to continue playing because he was a little bitch, and he cried that he was in pain. Shut the hell up.
Tell him.
Shut the hell up. Like, seriously, I'm tired of these bitch-ass 49er fans. Your quarterback was a pussy in the damn fucking NFC Championship game. Didn't want to come back because he was crying. He couldn't take the defense. He didn't want to be near that defense. Go ahead, Hyde.
Take it up with your coach or your coordinator who decided it was a good idea to let I'm pretty sure that was a backup tight end to try to check Hassan Reddick. How the hell did you think that one was going to go?
Mm-hmm.
He was a weenie. He didn't want to compete in the NFC Championship game.
Christian McCaffrey had more heart than that motherfucker, and he played quarterback for a couple snaps.
Yeah, and I believe he scored their only touchdown.
He did.
Come on, bro. We're not going to act like Brock Purdy is better than Jalen Hurts. Anybody with a fucking brain that has an IQ of a level of intelligence knows Jalen Hurts is 10 times better than that fucking bum that's in the 49ers right now. Okay, you take Ayuk out that system, they're done. They're done.
Well, he just signed a new deal with them, so they're not going to have to worry about that.
I know they did because they need him.
Unless he gets injured.
Without Ayuk. Don't sit there and come in my comments. Oh, you bitch-ass 49er fans, you communist-ass fucking 49er fans, okay? Talking about, well, Brock Purdy's better. Brock Purdy is fucking not on the level as Jalen Hurts. Stop it. Stop it. Let's have some common sense when we're talking football. Really, let's really have common sense. Let's not make dumb posts, comments, talking about Brock Purdy is on Drew Brees level.
The thing is, the fact that they have to resort to slander like that shows you their lack of intelligence.
Like this
it's like, you can't just be content with saying they're both great. They're both really good, but I just have one guy ranked over the other. That's perfect. I have no problems with that. But don't fucking resort to that slander shit like saying that Jalen is trash or something like that.
By the way, Brock Purdy did not earn the bro. Brock Purdy was the only quarterback that was on the roster at the time. You had Trevor. Who will you have? You had Jimmy Garoppolo that was pretty much.
Well, yeah, he did get handpicked.
Right. So stop saying he.
But he saw it. I mean, the opportunity was, but he definitely made the most of it.
All I know is nobody can beat the Chiefs, bro. You lost the Chiefs twice with two different fucking quarterbacks.
That's right.
Jimmy Garoppolo and Brock Purdy.
And by the way, the last time, and by the way, they also got crushed by them in the regular season a year prior.
49er fan. We're not going to call them 49 fans. They're communist fans. We're calling them the communist 49ers. That's what they are, and that's what they are known by. The communist fucks that are in 49ers gear all the time. The ones that cry and whine about Philly fans being the worst fans. The ones that cry and boo-hoo.
Hold on, I got to stop you right there. Hold on. Time out. They should not be talking any crap about any other fan base, considering the fact that they pulled knives on other fans during a fucking preseason game. So please miss me with that one. Look it up. Look up 49er fan preseason knife fight. Look it up.
I got to head out now.
Of course, they'll probably blame it on the Raiders fans, of course, which they don't deserve a pass either. But
yeah,
they should not be saying anything about us because they're the ones pulling. They're the ones pulling knives on each other during preseason games.
Yeah, dude, like, I'm sorry, but these 49er fans need to stop trying to, I don't know what they're smoking on. You gotta
They live in their own little universes, like many other fan bases do.
My guy CJ Rufus, shot to him. What he over there telling me that Brock Purdy is on the same level as Drew Brees? Really? Drew Brees?
Well, you could make a case for that, but that's not necessarily a good thing. There is one thing Brees has, is Brees actually got the fucking job done when it mattered the most. Brees has had many years of consistent choke jobs. So if that's Brock's destiny, then that's not necessarily a good thing.
He's also
that could be his destiny in the future, constantly getting bumped out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Of course, he had a defense significantly better than Brees.
Dude, to say he's better than Jalen Hurts is so idiotic and stupid. It really is. Because you can
I don't know, but I definitely disagree with that. I think Jalen's better. Jalen is better.
And I just want to let all these 49er fans know I appreciate for the views, man. How many views did I get? Let's take a look. So I got 555 views, and I got 7 likes. And you know, I know it hurts you because you had a comment on my page, and you were so butthurt. You know what I'm saying? To make a comment. Because what I said was the fucking truth. Your quarterback is not on my level as my quarterback. My quarterback went toe-to-toe with Patrick Mahomes. Your quarterback didn't come close to that.
And we also, I don't know how much significance this really is, but I have to make quick note of it. I'd say that you could make the case that the Packers and Lions single-handedly handed them those games.
Oh, absolutely. Brock Purdy looked like complete straight garbage in both of those games.
He did.
Really want to talk about playoff
especially against Green, especially the Packers. Especially the Packers.
Against Lions. He looked like trash juice. Like, I'm sorry. I think Brock Purdy's overrated. You cannot tell me Brock Purdy could go into the Eagles' offense last year.
We're about to find that. We're about to find that out this season because they got one thing going against them. They're the defending Super Bowl chokers. If they think for one second that that how we came off losing a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
If they think the same thing can't happen to them, they're sadly mistaken. They could be in for a rude awakening.
I got the Seahawks winning the division this year.
You think Seattle's winning?
I think so.
I think it's either going to be San Francisco or the Rams.
I think Seattle wins it. I think they're going to be the sleeper.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, I think didn't they? I mean, listen. I mean, Geno Smith. I mean, talk about him all you want, but I just like the receiving corps. They got DK Metcalf over there. They got and I think that young kid, what's his name? Smith Ajoga, whatever his name is, Smith Ajiga, is going to have a great year. I do think they got better on their defensive side. I mean, didn't they just draft another defensive player this year? You know,
wouldn't know.
Huh?
I wouldn't know.
Brock Purdy sucks. I'm sorry, but
I wouldn't go that far, but
no, I mean,
hey, this year's going to be telling for them. Let's see how they respond.
Well, don't they got a brand new offensive coordinator too? Didn't they get their new offensive coordinator leave?
I'm not positive. He might. It's possible he may have gotten a head coaching
I think
gig.
who did
They didn't seem to have a problem in the past replacing coordinators. They didn't have a problem replacing Robert Saleh or whatever his name is.
I mean, they weren't the same when Salah left, and they weren't the same for a while. They had to find a stride.
True.
So I mean, the offense corner I think just left this past year. Let's see who the office coordinator was. So the office coordinator was Brian Schneider, defense coordinator. He's gone, I think, isn't he?
Yeah, he may have gotten another head coaching gig.
Yeah, I mean, I think they lost some play. Didn't they lose some coaches this year?
I think so, but I'm not positive.
So yeah, let's see.
And here's another elephant in the room for San Francisco, Shanna Choker.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry, but so yeah, there's no official coordinator for the 49ers. Head coach Kyle Shanahan serves as a defense. So yeah, he's the one calling the plays. I think this year for the first time. We'll see.
Not sure that's the greatest idea.
I have Los Angeles winning the NFC West and the Seahawks making the playoffs as a wild card.
Keep in mind, this guy has San Francisco missing the playoffs.
They could. I mean, listen, is it far-fetched to say San Francisco could have a down year from what they were?
Oh, they most certainly can. Look at so many other teams that have choked in the Super Bowl, ourselves included. They're in for a rude awakening if they think that the same can't happen to them. If I'm not mistaken, it did happen to them in 2020.
Yeah, I mean, like to sit there and say that the Eagles, first of all, why are you worried about the Eagles? We don't even play you this year. That's what I don't get. It's like, okay, I mentioned your quarterback. The only reason I mentioned your quarterback is because you keep on sitting there and acting like you beat us in the regular season was your Super Bowl. And it really was because you didn't do nothing with it. We gave you a silver platter. Brian Johnson did. A silver platter with the number one seed on the line. You barely beat these teams, and you go into the Super Bowl and you get butt fucked by the Chiefs and Andy Reid. And we had to watch that fat slob win another damn Super Bowl. And it pains me that he's even.
It's already bad enough. It's already bad enough we lost one to him. That I am never letting go. Obviously, in the no kidding department. But I've already said that way. I've already said that way too many times. It's already well known.
Like the Buccaneers shot to them. They did their job. They beat that fucking fat bitch, and they made sure he didn't get no Super Bowl. The 49ers, they always let us down, bro. That's why I can never root for that fucking fraud-ass team to save my life. They will always let you down.
I can't stand them because I can't stand them because of how fucking butthurt, pussy, and beta male they acted after losing to us. They refused. They refused to accept it. They acted like sore losers all off season long. That's why I can't stand them. If we had lost to them, I wouldn't have that animosity toward them. I would have been like, all right, cool. Good job, guys. And that would have been the end of it. And to be honest with you, I would have much rather lost to San Francisco than that fat fuck.
I mean, dude, like, I'm sorry, but the 49. Oh, by the way, you want to see something funny, Big D? So yeah, you remember this? I think CJ posted this. I don't know if you saw it. Have you been on Twitter recently?
I'm banned from Twitter.
Finally.
What did you do? I told somebody to die.
Oh man, Big D.
It took until I was finally sticking up for somebody for Twitter to finally grow a set of balls to do something about it because I've been trying to get banned for the longest time.
I mean,
to say that my stress has been reduced significantly since then would be an understatement. It's just amazing that 80% of the toxicity from my life has been removed because of that. Twitter's such a shit show.
So hold up. So I don't know if you ever seen this Commander fan. His name is Rondo G Alexander. Basically, he's a Commander fan. And C. Jagon Johnson obviously was trolling him, and he did a roster. He went over a roster, and just gotta watch that. You gotta laugh at Commander fans because we're in their fucking heads, and they know it. They know they messed up with Jahan.
I'd rather keep the brain cells that I have.
Huh?
I'd rather keep all my brain cells.
I just think it's funny. It's you just see the pain on his face, man. It's hilarious, bro. You know, where is it at?
What is he? What is he beside himself because he has to praise it, or I don't know.
Funny.
Or is he just in a
Funny
state of copia?
When he was little, he supposedly was an Eagles fan. So I don't know how the hell he turned to a Commanders fan. What did he? What?
Especially in this century. I could understand if you were in the '80s and turned Redskins fan during the '80s. I can understand that, but now, especially when the Eagles have been significantly better than Washington in the 21st century, it's not even close. Literally every NFC team has been significantly better than Washington in the 21st century. Every one of them. Even the Lions, and the Lions only made the playoffs. They only made the playoffs. I don't think they ever made the playoffs in the 2000s. They did a few times in the 2010s, and then all of a sudden they got further than Washington ever did during that time.
Well, they should have made the Super Bowl last year if Dan Campbell. I'm sorry.
Agreed. I definitely agree with that.
Dan Campbell lost him that game, man. He goes back. They get.
Where the hell did Hidin go? Where the hell did Hidin go?
Oh, he left. He had to go do something. He's been there for a while. Oh, hold up. There we go. You know, first of all, he was late today. He was supposed to be there at 9, and then he went on another damn stream. Yeah. But yeah.
Shout out, bro.
So yeah, this guy.
This nigga's the same height as fucking Hornswoggle. Next. This might be my fucking 5th grade team. Mr. Perfect. He only played good when he played against the Commanders. Mid. GOAT. Who? Bench.
There you go. All right. Now we can see.
Mr. Perfect. He only played good when he played against the Commanders. Mid. GOAT. Who? Bench player. Mr. Perfect number 2 only kicks good when he kicks against the Commanders. If he kick against any other team in the NFL, bro, the nigga shit. Mid.
There's the Giants, that one.
Mid.
That's Buffalo.
Hitler. Florida Goon. Good. Salesman? Social security worker? Who? This nigga scares me. I ain't finna cap. He genuinely scares me. I ain't finna cap. Shout this nigga out. He scares me. Shout out, bro.
Does it look like the logo's photoshopped on his hat?
This nigga's the same height as fucking Hornswoggle. Next.
So what?
Does it look like the logo's photoshopped on his hat?
Dude, what the fuck is a W? What he talking about Devonta Smith is mid. Didn't he tore you up in both Washington games?
Literally almost every time he went up against them.
But he said he's mid. Okay. Like your whole team.
Yeah, but he also says only does well when he does against Washington or something like that.
And then he said Jake Elliott is good against Washington. It's only anywhere else he's mid. Did you not see those kicks that he's been making?
Buffalo would like a word with you.
Buffalo. Who else?
Definitely New York.
Yeah, definitely New York. Yes, the 63-yard field goal.
Also, the best kicker we ever had.
How about Kansas City? Especially
yes.
Yeah, I mean Buffalo. We tied that game up.
Fucking 5th grade teacher. I have to shout this nigga out. Not even a cap. Only good if he got red, black, and white on, literally, with a G on his fucking helmet. Next.
Georgia Bulldogs.
I'm not even trying to be funny. This might be a Eagles fucking social media intern. Why the fuck is this nigga in an Eagles jersey? Why is this nigga in an NFL jersey? Shout out to bro. Next. Josh Sweat. Florida State going. I fuck with him. Next. How is this nigga in the NFL? There's no way in fuck this nigga is not playing somewhere in the Canadian League. Like, real shit. How is this nigga even on a roster spot? Shout out to bro. Next. Saquon Barkley, a.k.a. KD, a.k.a. Cupcake, a.k.a. So this so. He didn't went to any team, but now he wants to dick ride the Eagles, bro.
Why people? Wait, hold on. Didn't you? Weren't you the exact same team that signed Adrian Peterson when he could have went somewhere else too? Okay.
Although Adrian Peterson would probably have more in common with somebody else rather than Kevin Durant.
I mean, come on, like you getting mad at us? Like, why are you mad at you? You get mad at Saquon for going to the winning team? So he's KD for dick riding the Eagles. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you don't say anything about when Brady went to the Buccaneers to win the Super Bowl over there. I mean, come on. That's crazy.
Meat rider. Next. I fuck with Saquon though, but he's a meat rider. I ain't for cop. Right. KD ass nigga.
You just mad because he's gonna beat your ass twice.
What about London? What about London Fletcher?
Yeah.
This might be my fucking social security worker. Might be my 5th grade tutor.
Yeah, we definitely got that from y'all. Thank you again, Washington.
Next. This nigga just can't stop gambling. Literally. Shout out to bro. Next. Nigga look like that character off Bully. I don't know what that nigga name was. I forgot, but it's going to be right here on the screen. Next. He's a GOAT, but needs to be in a retirement home. I don't.
He will be after the season.
He will when he hopefully holds a Lombardi Trophy again.
AKA so this so. Might be my 5th grade tutor. This nigga just can't stop me, bro. Next. I don't know what that nigga name was. I forgot, but it's going to be right here on the screen.
Don't worry, he'll beat your ass too.
Next. He's a GOAT, but needs to be in a retirement home. I don't know what makes this nigga thrive to play every year. I didn't finna cap.
Because he likes beating y'all.
Yo, you done enough. I promise you, bro. Next.
Whoops. Don't get mad now. Come on. You remember he's mid. Where's your shirt, dude? Come on, man. Where's your shirt?
Where's shirt plus the beanie. Are you hot or are you cold? Pick one.
That's my guy. That's my boy. Next. Hopefully ball out. Next. This nigga just genuinely ugly as shit. I'm a
I mean, so wait. He calls Jalen Hurts mid. How can you say that?
Copium.
This guy crazy, man. I mean, you just gotta like the stupidity sometimes. I mean, no disrespect to him, bro. But it's like, first of all, why are you worried about us? You need to worry about your team, man. You need to worry about your quarterback. You need to worry about your receivers. Because I'm sorry, but train Jahan Dotson to the Eagles.
Well, to be fair, we are a division rival. That's probably going to whoop their asses twice.
But are we a division rival to them? We've been whooping their ass.
Not really. More like a predator.
Yeah, I mean, since the day Kirk Cousins has left their team, they have not beaten us or swept us. They split with us at best. And that was that one year in
2020, which that season has an asterisk.
That was 2022. That was Tel Heineke.
It was 2020.
We lost to him in. That was when Kirk Cousins. Yep, that was fun. But yeah, the last time they beat us.
2020 was Dwayne Haskins, and then I forget. I think it was Alex Smith, week 17.
No, we beat Dwayne Haskins twice.
We did in
Oh, no, we beat him
2019,
one
but we lost to him in 2020.
Did we?
Yes, we blew a 17-point lead because Carson Quits wouldn't stop turning the ball over.
I forgot about that fucking bitch. And old ass Jason Peters, man.
Yeah, a guy who refused to retire.
Where is he at now? Is he still in this league?
Probably. You never know.
This guy, I'm sorry, but when people tell me Jason Peters, I never liked that asshole. I'm sorry.
Also doesn't help that we won without him.
That's true. I mean, the dude could not.
People don't talk about this enough. How well Halapulivati Vaitai was during that run.
Oh, absolutely. And now people act like, and people act like Deshaun Jackson was his greatest threat that we ever had. No, he wasn't. He was a good threat, but he wasn't great. The problem with Deshaun Jackson, he couldn't stay healthy.
And he could only go deep.
Yeah, I mean, he was a good receiver when he stayed healthy.
He was also a diva as well.
He couldn't stay healthy to save his life, man. The dude was injury prone.
Yeah, he was.
And you know, and now he talk about Jalen Hurts. You know, I love how he talk about Jalen Hurts or this and that. It's like, dude, you wouldn't even last with Brian Johnson in this game. Come on, bro.
Fuck no. He couldn't even last with Carson Quits.
Yeah. Remember that one touchdown he threw against the Commanders? Carson Quits.
By the way, he got a touchdown pass from Jalen as well at one point.
Did Carson Quits actually make the roster for the Chiefs? I mean,
I think he did.
It is Andy Reid, man. So I mean,
so now my top two most hated Eagles of all time are now on the same team.
Fat ass Andy Reid and Carson Quits. Yeah, man, Carson Quits. I forgot he was on the Chiefs.
Even though in retrospect he practically did us a favor by quitting on us.
Yeah, because we got a decent quarterback out of the deal. We got Jalen Hurts. I'll take him. Well, Jalen Hurts actually beat him out for his job. He emotionally.
He pretty much did, and he didn't even have to try.
Carson Wentz, I heard, was bad in preseason. I heard he was horrible. Was he horrible in preseason? I bet they looked it up. I saw a video of him. There was a lot of people saying he was terrible in that preseason game. Fat ass Andy Reid and Carson Quits on the Chiefs. Yeah, hopefully they'll be the. Hey, listen, man. If we could get a break, just let Carson Wentz play the Super Bowl versus us, so we can beat his ass. That'd be the greatest thing ever.
Yeah, that would be nice.
I want to be Andy Reid badly, man.
Me too.
Because I fucking can't stand that fat bitch. And I know a lot of people. Well, Andy Reid's a good coach. It's like, bro, what dude?
Who cares?
He never won shit in Philadelphia, man.
And he had 14 years, so I don't want to hear any damn excuses. And that doesn't stop imbeciles from making excuses.
Like Super Bowl 39 still pissed me off because that man just refused to run the fucking ball. And when you did run the football, lo and behold, you were actually gashing them in that Patriots fraud ass defense because they were not good against the run going to that game. They were
not to mention McNabb started not targeting T.O.
Well, McNabb
that's what people have told me.
He's a complete disgraceful diva type quarterback that you couldn't win with.
Fucking choke.
Yeah.
And he ran T.O. off. They both ran T.O. off, honestly.
I mean, I'm trying to see Carson was. Did he throw an interception He probably threw another. I think he threw one interception versus in the Chiefs uniform. I mean, honestly, he's. I'm looking him up right now. I'm trying to find the one where there was one play where he just looked so bad, so fucking bad, dude. I mean, he's disgraceful, and I don't miss anything about that bum. I'm sorry. When people say we should bring him back,
I never will. I never will. As far as I'm concerned, him quitting and him never coming close to that potential undoes the 11-2.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, we won without him. That's what people seem to not be able to comprehend. And then he sucks dick. And then he sucks dick in 2018. And then Nick Foles comes in and nearly takes his back.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, we wanted it at the time, but they chose to give the keys to him. They chose to let Nick Foles go and overpay the shit out of this guy. Even though we did want it at the time, but still.
Yeah. I mean, you know, and for everybody who's a Carson Wentz fanboy in the comments,
anyone who still is at this point is beyond help.
Let me dedicate this, y'all, to all you Carson faggot ass fanboys. Excuse me, sorry about that. You fucking, you bitch ass Carson fanboys. I'm sorry, but I don't miss this loser with a passion. And you know, since we, you know, everybody wants to talk about, because I see still some Eagle fans on IG, and they still haven't got over it. And I'm trying to figure out. I
think I blocked about 7 of them.
Yeah, well,
when it comes to those type of fanboys, IG is a cesspool. Thank God they don't show up on my recommendations anymore.
No, now I just don't care about them, bro. It's like, bro, like get the fuck over it. Let it fucking go.
I love how I can block that post. I can block that page, but yet I can still get notifications of replies from that page, from that post. And I can't, because I blocked that post, I can't reply to them. So them dumbasses really be talking to themselves.
It's crazy. It's crazy what these IG people be saying.
I can understand giving Jalen a break. I can understand that because he's still on this team and he still has room to grow. And the potential is all still there, and he's significantly better. I can understand that, but making excuses for Wentz at this point is just pathetic.
It is. It's a joke, bro. It's like, dude, get the fuck over it.
2022 Jalen was significantly better than 17 Wentz.
Oh, absolutely. Especially, absolutely. Carson Wentz is a long time memory.
Not to mention, he never really could beat quality opponents.
It's a fucking joke, man. I'm trying to play this vid. Why are they not letting me play this? Hold on. Let's see. Take this off.
Mm-hmm.
It's long. Let me play. Okay. Let's see. Trying to find. Let's see. All Carson ones. Yeah, I just want to dedicate all these Carson fanboys. Who clearly thinks that he's a quarterback. It's like, bro, get the fuck over it.
He obviously proved that he didn't. He obviously proved that he ain't. If he was really that guy, he would still be here. If he was really as good as they say he is, then the Rams and 49ers don't reach the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he probably don't.
If he's as good as these dumbass fanboys make him out to be, then the Rams and 49ers don't make the Super Bowl at any point in time.
Mm-hmm. They don't. I mean, I don't think they would even. No, I mean, even the Nick Foles wouldn't win the Super Bowl for us. It would be Carson Wentz, and a lot of people think Carson Wentz would have won us the Super Bowl. I don't think so.
No, he would have choked.
Definitely, his mentality would have killed us. I mean, he has a soft mentality. I mean, this dude could not even win. He couldn't even win. With the weapons he had, you know, and do I
And
think
then all of a sudden the narrative was they're bums all of a sudden.
Yeah, well, only bumps because he was a bum. You know,
Yeah, they didn't want anything to do with him. They knew he sucked. They knew they were better off with Foles.
Yeah, because Foles was a different quarterback. Foles knew how to. When you look back at it, and it's crazy. You look back at it, it's like, you know, when I was defending him, it's like I didn't realize how fucking immature this dude really was. And it's like you look back at even in college, this guy was immature, and he still was. I mean, he's always been an immature dude, and he's never grown up. And he you know, he is what he is. He gives you some good games, and he gives you some Carson Wentz games, shitty performances. And mostly it's shitty performances, and that's what he is. He's a quarterback that is mediocre, and people who think that he should be a quarterback, I just need you to get your head examined, because
Facts.
Just two things that you need to learn. Number one, he's not coming back. Number two, Jalen Hurts is a much better quarterback, a much better leader, and a much better player than him. All
Head and
three.
shoulders.
You can talk about 17, well, he's a bigger arm. Who cares? I don't give a shit about that. Bigger arm quarterbacks don't win you Super Bowls. Look at Jeff George.
No, they don't.
He had a big arm. He failed because he had no idea how to step up and be a leader. Ryan Leaf.
And he also couldn't read a defense if his life depended on it.
Yeah, well, I mean, look at Ryan Leaf. First round pick, bust, and was in jail. Because these guys, it don't matter how much talent you have to have the mindset. And Jalen Hurts has the mindset.
And the ability and actual skill. And of course that's also a mental thing, because you got to be willing to put in the hard work to perfect your skills and make them better. And you always have to patch up on your skills every single year. You always have to. There's always room for improvement.
Yeah, I mean,
unfortunately, that was a foreign concept to him.
Dude, fucking pissed me off, man. He made me mad, dude. Like that last season, I was like, bro, get this dude out of here. And it's like, and then it's like, you know, I was trying to defend him because at the time I hated Howard Roseman. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know, and you can talk about what Howard Roseman didn't give him weapons. Okay, if that's the case, but he didn't earn those weapons. All right, Jalen Hurts had to earn weapons. I mean, everybody thinks he got those weapons because he had to earn them.
He also knew that. He also knew those guys personally.
Yeah.
These are guys that he's been on the road with. He's hung out with. These are personal friends of his. Which, by the way, there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, dude.
Because he knew these guys personally.
I'm just glad he's not a quarterback, man.
Anyway, I'm going to have to get up out of here because I am hungry.
Yeah, and I got to get to work at 8 a.m. I got 8 a.m. to 4:30 tomorrow for work.
I would imagine it'll be rough tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because usually holiday work days are pretty brutal.
Yeah, I'm tired, bro. About to get
anyway,
out. Peace out, man.
You take care of yourself.
It's always great talking to you. And yeah, man, we're gonna get up out of here and we're gonna end it right here, man. So, yeah.
What is going on, everybody? Where you hiding?
allow Zach Wilson to convert on third fucking downs, dude. It was easy throws, man. He plays that zone.